It's thinking, it's figuring it out, it's streaming, and we're live. Again, after many a week or month or year, who knows how long it's been. But we're back, and we're rolling, and we're in. Last we left off, our heroes delved dungeons deep and caverns old and found ancient miners toiling away their years under some horrible spell preventing them from passing on, forcing them to stay in their rotting, calcified bodies, endlessly mining some sort of ancient stone that disrupts the effect Aurora has on the world. Not only does it do a disruption, but it also fully destroys, dismantles, and breaks down Aurora. Any ambient Aurora in the air is decayed, dissolved, eaten away if it gets too close to this crystal. Or at the very least, the crystals that maintain this deep, negative purple glow. You left this area, you dealt with the miners. Well, you tried to, but you realized that they just got back up. No matter what you did to them, stabbed them, cut them, destroyed them, they would just stand back up and keep working. Or fighting you. But you realized they didn't follow you when you left and went down the corridor. They didn't really care very much about you at all. They just didn't want you to get close to their crystals. They mumbled some things in ancient languages that most of you didn't understand, and you all decided it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the damage that these things could do to you, and who knows what kind of infections they could give with their rotted, decayed, calcified bodies and ancient germs that people haven't had to deal with for hundreds of thousands of years, or who knows how long. Anyway, you encountered a being, the being you came down here for. Your professor told you was down here. You came down here and you found it. You asked it the questions that you needed, and you gave it the secrets that you intended to give. Anybody who wants to know what those secrets are and what those questions were, rewatch the episode before this one. But needless to say, you got the information you needed. You figured out where the creature you're looking for resides, and you found its name, Alu. You went to Leper City, where this being is said by the Rat King to reside. You found a woman named Bachi, a Jurugumo, a spider hag, who traded some valuable information for some equally valuable information. Minerva discussed and collaborated with this woman, giving her some information about the underground and people to talk to, places to go, as well as put herself in the Jurugumo's favor. You don't work for Bachi, but you can call on Bachi, and she can call on you.
Minerva would like to invite Bachi to a meeting at a later to be determined date and place.
Gotcha. Oh, you also traumatized a little boy. You stabbed him in the throat, made him almost bleed to death, and then spared his life just seconds before he died.
To be fair, he tried to rob us in a cloak. I didn't know that it was a little boy. It was
That's
small.
true.
I thought it was a Hecko-sized being.
Echo is also a child, but
I doesn't know. It's Frankenstein.
yes.
Frankenstein's monster. Sorry.
To repaint the scene, Bachi's hut is a dank, eerie place full of glass vials filled with disturbing and unknown substances, with cobwebs on the walls and many tiny glowing eyes glittering from all the corners, with her shape looming in the dark beyond her desk area where you can see some sort of alchemy concoction laid out before her, her many arms going to work turning nozzles, opening vials, and divvying out liquids and powders into different sources and vessels. Her face, that of a wrinkled old woman, but with a few too many eyes and mandibles that extend from her bottom jaw. The clicking and skittering, clacking noise can be heard. Left in this room are Chip, Minerva, and Varen. Out on the streets, or I shouldn't really call them streets, the scabrous and unsteady scaffolding that makes up the many tiers and layers of Leper City, the unwanted location just beyond the bridge of Cartia, around a corner and around a mountain, so no one has to look at, smell, or think about the people who are sent here to die. The bottom of this trench is a thick, viscous liquid that smells of death, rot, and blight. You can see skeletal bits floating around in this sewage-filled sludge that drips down from the sides of the trenches and caverns that make up Leper City. We're going to go ahead and start with those inside Bachi's hut. The others are just outside the door, and you may enter at any point you feel, but just know you can't hear anything happening inside until you choose to enter. Bachi looks at you, Minerva, her eyes a glowing, unblinking red, and she says,
Child, a meeting could be arranged. That's doable. Expected, even.
You don't have to come yourself. If you want to send a liaison, that is perfectly fine.
I
But
can...
you've asked to be introduced to these people. I will need to introduce you.
This is doable. We can do it on Reshi, the day that students tend to not be in their classrooms. And as for my portion of the bargain, I will give you a substance. You can use it on your little finder switch or compass, and it will point you in the direction you want to go. Blood is required, as well as a few spoken word incantation, and you could be on your way.
Blood of the spellcaster or blood of the target?
Blood of the spellcaster, and a strong alar, a strong focus, and consideration of the being you wish to find when leaded into the potion. I won't touch your blood, as you very well know what I could do with it, but I will give you the potion. It's what I've been working on.
and eventually, with a poof of smoke and a flourish of a few of her many hands, she produces a small pouch wrapped in some sort of old, dusty type of leaf. It smells moldy, like mushroom and fungus, but she produces it and hands it to you. She says to pour it over a compass, say, and she tells you the incantation, and dribble blood. Whoever you feel has the strongest, and she said the word alar. I suppose you wouldn't know what that means, as you haven't been in school for very long. But you could make me a academics plus arcana check, if you'd like. Anyone in this room can, by the way. That includes you, Varen. You are also in this very uncomfortable room, and I'm sorry for that.
I got a 3. I saw a really shiny potion when I went to go.
You are looking at a shiny potion. As you look at it, it looks shiny. It looks like there's glitter swirling in the dusty vessel. As you look closer beyond the potion, you see an eye open. You look back and you notice that it is in a jar. It is an eye that the lids, as the eye opens and closes, the eye just disappears. There's no actual eyelid, but you can see the creak of it just appearing into the world as the eye winks open, looks at you, looks around, and then closes.
Oh my gosh. Varen makes some sort of like symbol that he doesn't even really understand the meaning of, like to
A ward off, like a fingers crossed.
things. Yes,
Yeah.
and then like steps like one very big step away from that.
There are two
Covering each
versions.
Jesus.
Yeah, there are two versions of a person doing like a crucifix symbol, like in our American society, that would be equivalent. One of them is to put your hands on something iron. Another is to throw salt.
Yeah, I dropped my hand onto the head of my iron blacksmithing hammer.
Yep. The eye doesn't seem to react, but it does give you like the sense that you're trying to do something to ward off this
What?
evil. Minerva, what was your total?
Mental academics, right?
Yes.
All right, that would be a 9.
A 9. A 9's pretty okay. You don't actually know what a Lar is. You just know there's another word for it as soul. It basically means arcane focus, your ability to focus on something in a magical way. But you know there's more to it than that. You just haven't studied. You're not classically trained enough. You probably do use it. You just don't really know what it is or how to manifest it or how to talk about it in a way that wouldn't make you sound like a child.
Gotcha. I'm not practiced in these studies, but is it something that I could, with my limited knowledge, still try to attempt?
It is. Just think very hard and focus strongly. It will require Aurora or Soul. Allah, your essence, the mana in your body. You'll learn these things at the university, I assure you. But you could
Aurora's not
learn
hard.
a fat lot more than that from me.
Aurora's a much easier thing to come by than soul, as you put it. So I can
She
sacrifice some Aurora. How much am I sacrificing?
she raises a few of her many eyebrows, but doesn't continue to press the subject. You get the sense that you just said something dumb, and she noticed. But
Okay.
she says,
It depends on how far you feel you need to search. Assume one potency gets you a kilometer or so of distance. You want more, you'll have to burn more essence or,
and she rolls her eyes.
aurora.
I sipped the rest of the tea.
Mm-hmm. It's tasty.
All right. That's no, I'm my own tea, the stamina tea.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the tea she gave. No, no one drank the tea she gave.
I was only drinking tea because I was trying to get my stamina back because I've been trying to use
Yes.
some like focus caster shenanigans. But
Yes.
yeah, no, I didn't. She could have her own tea. That's
She can have her own tea. She looks at you, Varen, and says,
Are you interested in the secret eye? It's a special thing, that. It helps you see beyond.
I feel pretty good about my 2 eyes that I have in my head currently.
More eyes is better, I always say.
and she winks a couple of her many eyes, but not all of them, and not all of them on one side. Just a really odd, kind of lizard-like blink as she blinks multiple different eyes at once.
I don't think I'd look as good as you with multiple eyes, but thank you.
She smiles at you with a like a flattered look, and then gestures with one of her many hands for you all to leave. She says,
All right, be away with you all now. I've got to get some work done here.
Can I ask you a question?
she
before you
looks
leave?
she looks up at you. Well,
I heard uh, that you had been a student before.
I had. Air of bitterness creeps into her voice.
4.5 should... Sorry.
It's okay. An air of bitterness creeps into her voice. I was.
May I ask what happened?
It's rude to ask of such things. But you wouldn't know this. I was charged with multiple counts of malfeasance and consortment.
As well as, and she does like a gesture with her head back and forth. Oh shit, what's the word? She says a fancier word for it, but creating illegal potions.
Interesting.
Malfeasance, by the way, basically means harming another person using things you learned at the school. Normally, harming someone in a magical way, and normally it doesn't really matter that much unless someone dies.
Interesting. The inspector mentioned that he believes Inspector believes that the school tends to not be so harsh on their practitioners of magic who may go outside the bounds of, say, normal standards of morality.
Chip says,
But
"Tell that to your friends' backs."
yeah, exactly. So interesting that he could think such a thing, and then, but it seems like we do, in fact, persecute folks who step out of line.
Your university likes to think that they make their own rules regarding how to discipline folks of a magical nature. It stems from some things that have happened long ago. Old mad wizards and kings going crazy in search of more immortality. And I suppose there's a little bit of truth to it all, but if they don't discipline you harshly, they fear there will be lynches and witch burnings, and things will go back to a darker day when folk didn't appreciate magic as they do now. It's already happening in the South. You know, the burnings. They're happening again. Maybe behind closed doors. And maybe it's not as bad as rumor has said. But you would do well to know the things you dabble with, not everyone appreciates.
Do you think that you should have been cast out like you were?
Oh, they would have killed me if they could have. What I did on purpose. I murdered a slimy cunt, and I'll do it again if I need to.
Varen shuffles foot to foot. Okay, well,
That's not to say the bitch didn't deserve it.
I'm sure she did. Who was it that you took care of?
She narrows her eyes.
Why? You gonna send a bounty hunter after me? I'll gut them too, and I'll use their parts for a stew.
No
Far
one's
as I'm
sending any
concerned-
bounty hunters.
As far as I'm concerned, your, I'll put in quotes, punishment has been dealt. I'm unaware of any
Oh,
crime that you've
no,
done.
sweetheart. I fled. I fled long and far. And the headmaster of the university is a different one than he is now, but if I knew him any well, he would have put up wards against me. If I step foot on that university, I have no doubt that those giant statues, the ones holding spears and staffs in front of the doors, you know those are gargoyles, right? They would turn on me and cut me to ribbons. They're magic resistant too. I've thought long and hard about how I might break into the archives.
Well, the secret of your location is safe with me. I was just curious because we have similar nasty cunt in our lives, and I was just wondering if they could possibly be related. He
You
goes
want
by the
me
name
to...
of Coventry.
Her eyes go wide. Oh, old money. Dabbles in magics too.
You could say that.
Dabbles in our business as well.
Oh, I'm sure the little Coventry cunt does. I'd... She looks all three of you, Chip too, over. I'd not mess around with them if I were you. Strong, powerful. I won't get involved. I value my position more than that, and I'd rather not have to flee, Katya. This is as far as I'm willing to go away from the university. I have things that I need from that place, and I'll get them. And a lot of you better pay mind. I'd pay a pretty heavy price for whoever gets me the information I want.
Did. It's been lovely to meet you. And Baron will like bow slightly, like just a little.
Likewise, and she mimics your bow. And you and I, and she looks at Minerva, will see each other on Reshi.
All issues will be settled in due time, and I just put my items away. I'll be send a runner to let you know whenever the conversation is, or sorry, my bad. Whenever the meeting is to begin.
No runner. Send this one. She grabs a spider from just a place, holds it up, pulls out a powder, sucks it in, breathes it over the spider freezes solid, and she hands it to you.
I hold the spider for a moment.
It's a frozen solid spider. She says, apply direct heat, it'll thaw, tell it the message, and it'll come to her.
Sure. Try my best to look unfazed, but that was not what she was expecting.
Nope.
I got
She...
a decent spider-gram. That's awesome.
Yeah. She says, regular people won't come over the bridge to come here.
Oh, well, I wouldn't send a regular person, but this works.
She shrugs. Chip shuffles uncomfortably back and forth and goes, I'm gonna go outside now. You all have a lovely day. And he gestures to all the spiders. Lovely meeting you. I hope I didn't step on any of your children. And he says, trying to avoid stepping on anything on the ground as he steps outside of the building.
Baron is very close behind him.
Yep.
Once they're out, I just look her. This meeting, there will be others there. I need you to promise me that you'll not cause any issues.
I have no intention of causing issues, as long as no one has a problem with a monster scrabbling about.
This tea party, we'll call it, was an interview. I needed to make sure that you were capable of not acting out. Again, I appreciate it, and I will let you know when we convene.
She smiles. The look looks odd on her mandibled face, and she nods as you walk out. Out in the streets, those of you who remained out there, is there anything you all want to discuss as you step outside? This is, by the way, happening a few moments before you all leave. So out here we have Ravok, Dawn, and Heko. You all sit out here in the streets outside of the Juragumo's hut. You can hear the murmuring chants and dying coughs of people all around you in the city streets. But you wait for your friends to come outside of the potion hut. What all are you doing?
Yeah, I've been out here juggling. That was where I left off. I was like,
Out here drilling? What?
juggling.
Juggling. My bad.
Juggling.
Okay, gotcha.
Just
I was like doing road work out here with the friggin' jackhammer.
I'm gonna fix up these streets. No one else will do it. I'll be the one to do it. No, yeah, you just make a small performance of yourself, a couple of quick sleight of hand, easy passes of the balls back and forth and through the air. Uh, Echo, Ravok, did you want to do anything while you're out here? There's a small
Just
puddle of blood at your feet as well.
nice. I don't know. I'm just sitting out there, just meditating, just kind of doing as the sword sage taught me to kind of focus.
Yeah. You just internalize, let your thoughts drift and slip
Yeah.
away.
Push
Pretty
out
easy.
the sounds of death and decay all around me.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. What have you, Heko?
I think Hako's trying to figure out if there's a way she can harness all of the gross sort of death and illness vibes around here into magic. Just sort of like a gross magic.
A
I don't
gross
know.
magic.
I don't know if it's a thing.
I want to do a gross magic.
You know how in like D&D Classic, like 5e, you can determine like the school of magic? I feel like she's looking to see if there's a school of magic here that's just like sort of nasty.
Nasty.
I don't know if that's a
Nasty
check.
magic. Yeah, it will be a check. I want you to make me a mental arcane or arcane plus. So either mental arcane or we'll call it focus arcane.
I think I'm gonna do mental arcane.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is that Heko is a nasty man.
Nasty
A
Mancer.
nasty
nasty
mancer.
You can say that.
Heko the Nasty Mancer.
I rolled a 13 total.
That's pretty solid. You can feel a palpable energy in the air when you sit and focus. You kind of do the same thing that both of your companions are doing, where they just sort of disassociate and let their idle thoughts kind of come and go. But you focus it in sort of laser beam it to try to think of something specific, try to feel that something specific. You can feel something within you stir, something within you burn to life, but it's like trying to rouse someone in a coma. You don't know how. You know they're asleep. You know they're alive. You know you theoretically could wake them up. Their brain could turn back on. You just don't have the facilities to do it. But you know it's there, and you know it's subtly responding to the atmosphere around you. The constant deaths happening regularly in a very close proximity of you. You can feel lives being snuffed out here and here and here and here. Spirits lingering, some fading, some meandering. And you do catch a strong, powerful air of death coming from Ravok. But it doesn't feel quite like magic. It feels like something else. And you don't know what it is. But you can feel it. You have no idea how to use it. And that sleeping bear that you just noticed inside of you shifts slightly before slumbering back down into its deep, comatose state.
Huh. Okay. I don't think Echo knows chill about this, so she sort of like startles a little and goes like, Ravok, is there some reason that you have an air of death about you?
Uh, It's just, is Minerva here? No,
No,
Minerva's not out.
I haven't left the
Minerva's not
building
out
just
yet.
yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, it might have something to do with being an Umberling. We do kind of come from that sort of plane of existence.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, dope.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how.
Yes,
I think, yeah, she doesn't quite know how to respond. It's also really funny to me that you asked, is Minerva here?
Is Minerva here?
Before you responded.
Looks around.
Well, I
Is
had to
Minerva
know.
here?
I had to know if it was that. That was gonna be my guess, regardless. But I need to know if it was just me, and that was a reasonable guess to make, or if that was or if it was
Oh,
me and Minerva, and it was a reasonable guess
I
to make.
assumed that's what you were doing, was trying to
Yeah.
see if it was like me or you, and then like
Yeah.
but it is funny the way it came out because
It
no
is.
100%.
Yeah,
It's like,
because it
is
came
there
out
an
like, oh
air
my
of
god.
death around here? I don't know. Maybe Minerva's watching us or something.
Maybe Minerva's here.
Maybe Minerva's here.
Exactly.
Jack Sparrow.
But yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
Sparrow.
This
Okay.
is the tale,
Interesting.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
guys, I literally watched Pirates of the Caribbean today.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
I don't know. I
What
just
a
heard
great
Jack
movie.
Sparrow over the mics. I wasn't watching.
I've been watching Letterkenny all day for no reason at all. Just cause.
So that's what the.
To be fair.
I love that show.
To be fair.
Made a spare parts, aren't you, bud?
Aren't you, bud? Pitter patter. Okay. Speaking of pitter patter, let's get back to it. You all discuss the nature of Ravok's odd necrotic energy that irradiates off of him. And then the door creaks open, and your comrades emerge. First, Chip, coming out hastily, dusting off cobwebs from his body, and sucking in a breathful of air, realizing that it's just as accurate out here as it is in there, and coughing violently before he lurches over the railing of this stone, dilapidated stone bridge, and vomits profusely over the edge of it.
And on that note, big finish. I do like a big finish.
You
When
like
juggling.
do like a crescendo and a flourish before catching all of them. What objects are you juggling? Is it just balls? Is it just juggling balls?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine a GGU in my something. No.
Oh no, your mic's doing the thing where it
Doing
cuts
the
off the
thing
second
again.
part of your sentence.
Yep.
I'm juggling Fushigi.
Fushigi!
Oh my god.
Yeah, perfect. Tossing the balls up and in the air, catching them again, and eventually you do your flourish and put them into your pocket. As Minerva then, Varen first, then Minerva all exit the building. You're all now standing out here in this cesspool, in this slum city.
Who wants to get out of here as fast as possible?
I would, yes. That is.
All right, then let's get this over with.
You never asked.
And I reach my hand out and just flick the edge of my palm with a dagger and drip a blood into the vial.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see that it stirs with the... It's actually not a vial, it's powder. As the blood hits the powder, it soaks in and becomes a bright red. You now just need Aurora.
Does someone have a compass or a map?
Dawn, you have the compass Varen made, or Varen modified, to point out the direction of something, of specifically the being that's supposed to be here. It seems to be flipping out right now.
I had a feeling, so I produce it and just kind of prepare it for this ritual or whatever.
All right, supposedly the more Aurora I add to this, the larger our range. And I'm going to start with just a single pearl of Aurora. Do I just roll the d4 just to see how much Aurora is generated?
Yep.
Okay, exclamation point. Roll 1d4.
It is a simple channeling of aurora, which is something you know how to do. As you infuse the aurora into the powder, you can see the bright red light that, or sorry, the deep red of the powder starts to glow, emanating a bright red light.
I'm guessing that's our sign, and I take the compass from Dawn and then apply this powder to it.
It illuminates, producing a sort of red smoke-like essence that plumes out from the compass. The arrow points in a direction, as well as causing the smoke to start to waft in that direction as well. It is a red
Does anyone
smoke.
else see this, or just me?
Everyone can see it.
Okay.
Well, that's neat.
Seems like that's where we go.
By all means, and I'm just gonna start following it.
All right, you all follow. Over bridges and through dilapidated buildings, as you walk over one of them, it starts creaks with a understanding that this bridge won't last the year, and likely it will crumble under the weight of some poor soul who decides to trot over it. But today's not that day, and you all make it over the bridge with ease. Varen, you do notice as you step on it, you turned its time of life from probably a year to probably a few months. Bits of it crumble and flake off, but you all keep going.
Time to
Over.
apply that civil engineering degree. Baron.
Yeah, you could fix it. You could spend some time here. It would be more time than you probably want to spend here, but you could try to fix it.
I think I'm a little confused. What is this thing?
It's just a bridge.
bridge.
You guys stepped over a bridge, and it looked like it was about to give way under the weight of you all. And the thought crossed all of your minds that it will give way soon, and under the weight of some poor soul who walks over it.
Yeah, that's like every bridge in America, so I don't think Barrett's.
That's a good point. So you keep going. Over a few hills, over a few cliffs and edges, until eventually you come to a opening in a mountain pass. A staircase, a old, overgrown staircase that leads you to a cemetery grounds. Beyond the edge of the cemetery grounds is a tall building, old and overgrown and crumbling, but with red flames flickering in the two chalices that frame the dilapidated door. It is an old church or shrine to some forgotten god. At that, we're going to take a quick break. We will return in just a few minutes. I just have to pee so bad. So I'll be right back.
Important.
It's alright, Varen. We can come back when we fix the bridge later.
Wait, was that his cat?
No, that was probably Dylan shrieking as he ran away. That's...
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does that.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, man. I'm just feeling like we have like a master mechanic with us, and I just want to utilize the skills of said crafter.
That's really, really fair. How have y'all been? It's been like a month.
That's a true test. Shoot. I don't know. Not a whole lot's changed, really. Damn.
Yeah, been good, just kind of working, and that's about it. That's all I do anymore, going to work. I've been unbelievably sick, like off and on for the last month. It's been kind of awful.
Oof.
I'm so sorry, that sucks.
Yeah, it was like I got this weird, like, I guess it was the flu, at the beginning of February, and then I, like, started feeling better, and then I decided to go to a huge party anime con, with, like, 20-some thousand people, and just got sick again, so, like, and then me and my roommate have been giving it back and forth to each other, since Valentine's Day, basically, so, we like just got over it maybe 3 days ago. So significantly better now, but like that was a rough month.
That does sound pretty rough. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's all good. What about y'all? What's everyone been up to? What's new in everyone's lives?
I got a new car.
That's awesome.
I
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My old car broke down and I was busing everywhere for like 3 weeks. But now I have a new one. It's
Nice.
a Prius. It's cute.
Okay, is it like a
Fun.
new car or like a?
I'm back,
Used
baby.
Proud of you.
It's a used car. It's not like a brand new
New
car.
to
A
you. There you go.
used car.
A
New to
used
me.
car.
Better than my
Yeah.
like 15-year-old Pilot that had like 8 different lights on for like a month.
Hey, you know what? Pilots, they're legit though. I respect.
Sturdy as fuck, but like also ginormous. Really hard to park in like
I forgot
downtown
you're a city
Seattle.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. And also just like I don't know, the gas mileage was not great. So
Very
yeah.
fair. I have
I
a
learned-
Kia Optima that I had to replace the engine in last year, so I am once again rocking like a brand new engine in my like 10-year-old car. It's pretty awesome
Oh yeah.
because it was still on warranty by like, I kid you not, 2,000 miles. So,
Oh, when your transmission blew up on you or whatever.
well, the engine blew up at.
Oh, that's right,
It had a
that's right, it was
100,000 mile warranty in those Kias, and it blew up at 98,000
That
miles. So,
actually worked for you, the warranty there.
Well,
it
what
was
they
pretty incredible.
what they don't teach is what they don't tell you is, and they don't want you to knows is that your car doesn't need one of those. You can actually run it perfectly fine without it.
Yeah, you just
Alright,
gotta cut a
listen
hole in the
here.
floorboard and then use your feet like Fred Flintstone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I learned how to drive a stick shift.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
recently. It was interesting.
It was interesting.
I was told I did very well.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Nice. Good.
That's
I
very good.
installed.
No, it's awesome. It is a skill. It takes a minute, so that's awesome.
To be honest, I think I've only driven stick like 3 times in my entire life. So
I used to ride motorcycles, so it kind of was like.
Oh,
I got
okay, then yeah, it's similar. You just need to get
It's
used
just
to using
different
your foot for a
locations
clutch.
for the things. Yeah. I
But-
don't like the actual shifting mechanism. I would rather use my foot. That would be nice, but
Oh yeah,
we'll deal with that. Also,
but
like,
yeah, I
why
did the same thing.
do
What?
you need 4 limbs activated at all times?
Yeah, you
You
gotta
know what
use
I
them
mean?
all. If only you had as many legs as the spider lady did, just 6
Yeah.
to 8 different limbs that you could use.
yeah, that is a funny thing to think about because like if you're driving an automatic, it's both hands on the wheel, one foot working both
I could be
pedals.
texting in one hand and eating a hot dog in the other hand, and
Yeah, but if you're driving a manual, literally every limb has a function and
Yeah.
must stay there.
I do feel like that probably helps a little bit with like highway hypnosis. Like you're not going to be spacing out as
It
much on the
doesn't.
road. It
It
doesn't.
doesn't, because
It
when
doesn't.
you're on the highway, you're not shifting gears, so you're just sitting there.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Shame. Shame.
It
Well-
does, however, make eating or drinking in the car, especially if you don't have cup holders, next to impossible. Has it
Ooh.
ever stopped me? No. But
But
You
it's a
should-
high
it is
risk sport at
difficult.
that point.
You just got good. Frozen spider applied directly to the forehead.
Oh my gosh.
I love reading these like little blurbs to you guys. But all right, back into it. You guys are standing before this dilapidated shrine in a cemetery. It looks like an old, overgrown cemetery, but it has evidence that folk have walked up and down this path quite a few times, and very recently. So, at the very least, it is not forgotten, just abandoned.
Gone but not forgotten.
The smoke is pointing into the building. Oh,
Well, I'm following the smoke because it
Gone
is my
forever.
god right now.
I'm
Well.
following Minerva.
all right.
Can I be like in my dog stance, dog
Yeah.
kata,
Yeah,
or
you
whatever
can.
it is?
You can enter
Always
dog
follow
kata.
Minerva.
Always following Minerva. Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect. All right. You all slowly and cautiously, some of you even adopting combat stances or katas, to enter through the doors of this building. In here, you see 6 beds with sleeping bodies where the pews of the church would be. Rows of these
Oh, we're back here. God damn it.
rows of these what are they called? Pews, I think, right? The pews have been dismantled and broken down and restructured to basically fit beds. And you can see folk sleeping in them. At the head of this building is some sort of a crumbled lectern creating some sort of a you could call it a what is it called? Like a sarcophagi, basically.
Ooh.
And
Is that like the front of the?
that's the far end. It's actually raised up. It's where like a preacher would preach from a pulpit, but the pulpit or podium has been crumbled. It was like a lectern that's been repurposed to create sort of like a matchbox or a sarcophagus.
I had been
Dying
given a
spartaneous.
description last game of what the kind of Magi that we're looking for would appear as. I'm going to use my magical vision to see if I see anything.
Yeah. You use your magical vision, and you do see a couple regular Magi. I mean, there are Magi here that everyone can see. Just a couple of like smaller life and fungi Magi that just kind of represent that there are living things here, as well as fungi Magi, which represents they're like minor decay beings that represent rot and death, but they're on a small scale. They exist almost everywhere. Where there is life, there are also death. And both of these things exist in a sort of small, minor level. But you do notice above each of the heads of the sleeping people some kind of being. It almost looks like a cat, but it's not like the one that you met in your dream. It just kind of has a. It looks like a strange blob-like creature generally in the shape of a chunky house cat is on each of their heads. You
Sorry,
know,
was
So
this
like Cheshire cat style, like
no,
just chilling.
kind of, yeah, like a big plump blob, like a goopy mass of kind of more like fog. It actually looks like a foggy shape, but it has a head. It's got eyes that look like they're closed, and 2 kind of mounds on the top of the head that you could make the similarity of cat ears, and it's just on top of their heads. Each one has this. It's sort of like a fog, like a mist with a face.
I remember that Alu is a dream demon who can manifest across multiple hosts.
Correct.
I whisper as such. I kind of lean in towards Minerva and point at them and say, "Does that sound like the description that we got?
does it,
A
Dylan?
dream demon that
It
can affect multiple hosts."
does. I'm gonna move that creepy looking thing away. You begin to hear a low, horrible cackle that spreads out through the room. And as Dawn finishes the sentence, uh, and recognition is made, who's doing a reverb, a talkback? Oh, it's Baron. Alexis, you've got a. There we go. Fixed it. Remedied. Um, you can see the sleeping bodies begin to stir a little bit as you all enter the room. Let me go ahead and put your icons down. But what were you about to say, Don? You said something just before that happened.
Yeah, I was thinking that we should like make a plan before it noticed us, but it sounds like it may have already noticed us. We can daydream, but
It
it
becomes
was
more
said that we
powerful
could
in that world.
exactly we could only affect it in the waking realm, and we would only have a short amount of time to do so.
No, we can affect it in the
Um,
dreaming world. It's more powerful.
Yeah, well, they made it sound like that would be pretty. That would be like putting water on like a house fire. In the dreaming world, it would basically be pointless to fight it. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But we definitely
No,
should probably
I'm
act
definitely
now as
supporting
it's
that.
noticed us. So, I'm like arching my foot, ready to attack, unless anyone wants to do like an 11-second plan.
I'm gonna wait for something to appear that I can actually attack, but I'm gonna stop focusing on the spell here in a second.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, as you stop focusing on the spell, it dies. The mist stops curling. The arrow goes from pointing in a very specific direction, by the way, that is back here, beyond two broken doors that reveal the pulpit I was mentioning, a sarcophagus, a Iron Maiden almost.
Is its host perhaps inside of the sarcophagus / Iron Maiden?
What you've been told and what Minerva's been looking for is a Magi. It doesn't have a physical form in the real world. It exists in the dream world more than it does in the real world, but it can affect both at the same time. It is a rare being that can be in both places at once. However, in the dream world, it is much, much stronger. But as you all start to converse, one of the bodies stirs and looks up at you, scratching its head as if confused as to why it just woke up. It's a student. It's an Orin student. They are wearing a disheveled version of the school uniform. They look up at you, both of their eyes a deep, glowing crimson. Oi, what are you lot doing here? You don't belong here. He stands up and starts walking towards you all.
We're here to destroy a Magi. Are you here to protect it?
It raises its eyebrow. You talking about the Dream Master? Oh, I guess I am. Must be why I was woken up. Look, it's no problem to me that you're here. If you'd like, you can join our dream. Take a nice nap. But if you start causing problems, I'm gonna have to rough you up. And I can't go back to sleep until you do. So, what's it gonna be? Turn on your way? Or face my fists?
I'm just smiling at him the whole time. I don't say anything.
He looks you all over. He makes a big yawn, and he lumbers back over to his bed. He sits down on it, and
You must
the
not
bed...
realize. Oh,
Go ahead.
continue.
No, go ahead. He sits down on the bed creaks under his weight.
You must not realize who we are. Your master wants us dead. We're the Six of Hearts. And I kind of like drop into kata.
Oh. He goes like he's about to keep speaking, and then he twitches, and he goes limp. He looks like he's about to slump off the bed, and then he catches himself, and he looks back up at you. A smile racks his face. His eyes go from that normal-looking eyes, aside from the red glow, to wide and unsteadily mad. The smile splits his face farther than the smile should. You hear,
Oh! You've come to bring me my treasure.
he holds his hand out. Red smoke starts to curl off of him. His aura is now visible and red.
Unless anyone stops me, Don starts making like a jock about to bully a kid.
No, in fact, I'm about to try to disappear. So no, you do your thing.
No, this seems like it's about to break bad. I don't think this is the same guy we were just dealing with. Hey,
Yeah.
Do we know this kid? The student?
You do not recognize him. He looks older.
Do the other people look like students?
No, he's the only one who does. As you make a quick pass over all of the students, or sorry, all of the sleeping folk, you see a person wearing a server uniform. She is asleep. You see an old man. He's got barnacles all over his skin and very, very weathered and disgusting clothing.
Abergé!
It's dangerous now.
You see a sleeping a mink person, a Ainmir, an animal folk, wearing relatively nice scholarly or clerical clothing. They look like they may worship at some shrine, but they look old. They look old in a sense that like they are not like elderly, but their clothing looks like it's from a different time. You can see a very oddly dressed for the area, for the weather specifically, woman of some kind of Orin, half Emberkin. They're called Oni. They are Oni people, sleeping in one of the beds. You see an old farmer and the student.
Yeah, I'm ready to fight. Let's do the thing.
Ready to fight?
Yeah, I feel like this fight. I'm gonna fight it.
I don't want to clobber a bunch of elderly people and/or people who are emaciated from sleeping sickness, but like I will.
They don't. The most of them are still asleep, except for the one who is behaving oddly. They slowly stand from their chair, still holding their hand out to you, fully expecting you to give them something.
I want to see something as I'm approaching them.
Yeah.
yeah, do I have to do a check to determine, like, this is definitely a person possessed, right? It's not like...
If you want to do a check, you can. You can make whatever assumptions you want to, but if you want me to tell you, go ahead and make me a mental instinct check.
You sure it's not mental plus arcana?
Magically, it'd be Arcana plus Instinct if you wanted to do it that way.
Damn, it's the same. That's okay.
What does a 6 get me?
Oh.
I'm gonna do it too.
A 6 will get you. They are clearly possessed. That is obvious. What was your total, Echo?
It's not rolling for some reason. Sorry, y'all.
You want me to roll the die for you, and then you can just tell me your pluses?
Yep. It's just that plus 4.
Plus 4. Crit.
Oh, hell yeah. You roll a d8.
So you got a 13 plus 4, so you've got a good old friggin' 17. So,
That's it.
yeah, not only is he magically possessed, he is technically... You could tell that the being that you were speaking to before was not actually possessed. They did have some kind of magical bond, though, causing them to... You're actually not sure. You're not sure what the bond is for or to, but you're familiar with bonds. You kind of understand how they work, or at the very least on a like a smaller level. This guy is bound to a being. He was an oathwright. You can assume everybody sleeping in this room probably is. The bond may or may not be against their will, but this guy has some pact with a powerful being that gives him some special benefit. It's usually a give or take. It's a give and take. There are ways to force bonds or to trick people into bonds, but this guy seemed to be willing to do this. He's actually it was him who was talking to you a moment ago. And then suddenly when you said we're the Six of Hearts, or when Dawn said we're the Six of Hearts, he lost control of his body and some other entity, probably the thing he made a bond with, came through. You can assume
His boss was like, let these guys to me.
correct. You can assume that it can do that to any of these 6 people. It can just jump between their bodies.
Is someone making kitchen things in your room, Dylan?
Yes, Oscar is making kitchen things in my room. You could hear kitchen noises.
Yes.
No, it's okay. Chopping.
It's good to feed yourself, Oscar. Feed yourself.
They say it's
It
good to
was
feed
not
yourself,
me.
Oscar. Feed yourself. Yeah, it could have
wasn't
very
me. I
well
didn't
been
do it.
Leon. Leon constantly making kitchen noises. Sorry. So
Would the entity that possessed this person, would it be the same entity that probably has bonds with the other people in this room, or would there
it
possibly be multiple?
it is likely that there is just the one, but it is also possible that each one has a different bond with a different sleep demon. But demons are territorial creatures. They don't
Don't
often
like to work
share.
together. Yeah.
Dawn knows
I am
this.
just spitballing. So it's just spitballing above the table here. You guys can take it with a grain of salt. But between the smile and the voice work that Dylan gave us, it seems like the same entity that we kind of relived that horrible experience in that vision of.
Yeah. With a crit, can I tell if my spell that I have that knocks someone's soul from their body would work to get the possessing demon out of this person?
It would, but unless
Okay.
the actual body did not want the spirit in its body, you will have to make they will make 2 checks. Both entities, the person's soul or the person's body, the person whose body it is, and the entity itself will both be able to make a check to resist, basically giving them advantage but with different pluses.
Like, if the person wants the demon, then they would resist.
Then they would be able to resist as well as the demon being able to resist too. If the person didn't want the demon, then they would just basically, the demon would only be able to make 1 check to resist.
If any of these people are forced hosts and they try to run from their powerful oathright and hide in any of these forced hosts, we could conceivably keep ejecting it and keeping it in the body that we actually want to fight.
Correct.
I'm gonna just say above board. I'm pretty sure most of these people are here willingly. I think they are allowed to be living in a nice dream world, and they think that's their heaven basically.
I watched
But-
Sandman.
I have not. I heard Dream King, and I watched just room full of sleepy people and a former student go, "Oh well, I'm just gonna go back to sleep if you guys aren't gonna dick around with anything." And I was like,
Yep.
"Oh, okay."
Yep. He definitely seemed like he wanted to be in where he wanted to be asleep more than he wanted to be awake.
I'd like to.
If he went back to sleep, I
something.
would just. Oh, anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, it doesn't happen now.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say, Don?
Yeah, so I did approach them, and I'm enjoying that as I go to approach them. Everybody is kind of like turning the gears in their head. I wanted to try something before I actually engaged this Orin.
Yeah.
I go towards them like I'm gonna put something in their hand or shake their hand or something, but then I'm gonna hurl an energy javelin towards the pulpit. It's kind of like in the center of everything, and while I'm not the most religious person, this seems kind of theocratic here, right? Like there's like an obvious altar / resting chamber.
It's
thing
definitely
in the center.
mimicking some kind of church or deity or godlike persona.
Yeah.
As you
My idea
reach and then
is that if there's
throw,
something there to protect,
roll to hit.
yeah, I want to see if it reacts to my attempt to hit this thing more than actually damaging the sarcophagus itself.
As
I
soon
hate
as
being
Dawn
told
pulls
to
the
shut up.
attention away from me to herself, I'm gonna try to do a stealth, but only if this actually pulls away its attention.
I feel like it will.
Hope so.
Big if true.
Big if true.
Roll to hit, by the way.
Yes, yeah, I'm sending it now. Sorry. To get my, copy paste going. All right, plus my energy of 2, plus my physical of 4. 14.
14. That'll hit. As you huck the javelin, you just sort of make a pantomime of you're about to hand something, and then with the other hand form the arcane spear and throw it. You see the spear collide with the pulpit. What is your damage? And what type of damage is it as well? It's just a D4 for you, right? Dawn. Dawn?
I accidentally muted.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no, you're okay. How much
It is
damage?
the D4 plus the range. So let me roll my D4 plus range.
Plus range weapon. Okay.
Hey, I'm in my wolf stance. Sorry, I said dog kata a long time ago, but I meant wolf stance,
That's okay.
which gives you a +1 to your attack rolls.
Yes. I think it's both. I think you have to be in dog kata and wolf stance, but you specified that you were doing all that, so you do. You make it happen. You do it. I'm pretty sure dog kata gives you the +1. Wolf stance gives you bonuses for being near your allies.
Yes,
That would
I
be
thought we
5
were all
damage.
clustered, but
5 damage. Right here. Noted.
I'm on my copy.
Ah, yes. You can see the javelin. What type of damage? It's aurora damage? I believe it is just
It's
aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah, as it collides with the pulpit, you can see
Yeah.
the aurora burst and explode outward as it consumes this shape. You also see a red energy blast it back somewhat, dispelling a portion of the aurora, but you can see that it burns. It chars into the wood of the box, and the chains that are wrapping around it illuminate and glow with a ghostly aurora light before slowly fading. You can tell you did damage to it, but you can also tell something within the box resisted the damage. Everybody roll initiatives. What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the
I
box?
knew there was something or someone in the box.
Am I allowed to use clicky clacky math rocks, or do I have to roll and let the RNG hate me?
How's
I'm
everybody
using
feel?
clicky clackies.
You're using clicky clackies. Well, if you're using clicky clackies, then we're all using clicky clackies. We can
I typed it into the
use.
thing.
Yeah, if y'all want to, you can use your math rocks. I will allow it. But
Thanks,
Can you
Dad.
remind me for initiative? What do we roll?
it's going to be your dodge. So it's going to be whatever skills that you have to make up your dodge, almost. At a baseline, it's usually focus plus acrobatics, but some people have abilities that allow them to use different skills to make up their dodge. The floor for your initiative is your dodge. The lowest you can roll is your dodge. So if you roll a nat 1, ignore it, just take your dodge. Or if you roll something that's lower than whatever your total
If you
dodge is,
roll lower than a 6.
precisely. But some people have
What's
bonuses that
what die
increase
are we
them.
rolling?
You are rolling a
Is it
d10. Almost always a d10. It's technically a
Oh.
check.
No, I meant like
Okay, my
lower
count is
than a
higher
6
than
on the die, 'cause
10.
all the bonuses are +6.
The kata, which gives me the +1 to acrobatics, goes also on the dodge initiative roll, right?
Yes. It
It's
should.
just
Total
the
is 10, by
+1
the
to
way.
acrobatics in general.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it should, yeah.
9 plus
As
9
long
is
as...
18.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Dawn got an 18.
Correct.
Damn,
Beautiful.
son. I got a 10.
Yes.
Got a 10. Minerva got a 10. Sick.
Mine's a 14.
14. Sick. Chip got a 5 plus numbers. Oh, Chip doesn't have any pluses to his initiative. Creature got a 4. And then everybody else just keeps their base. Echo, what'd you get?
I only got a 4. So that's where we're at. I forget if this is how it works. Is it like if my dodge is higher normally, does it go above? Because my dodge is normally 9.
Then it's 9. So if you rolled lower than whatever your dodge is normally, then you just get to keep that. Varen, what'd you get?
I got low, so I'm gonna go with my dodge, which is 11.
Okay. Y'all probably should have just gone with the numbers I accidentally rolled for you. It would have been higher. For most of you, except for I think Ravok and Dawn, y'all would have had higher numbers. But it's okay. We're starting with Dawn. Dawn, you hucked the javelin as your surprise, but the surprise round is over. There's no surprise round. One person gets to make a surprise check. And Dawn, you took it. The creature's now readied and prepared for you. Dawn,
Yes.
what are you doing?
So, I was more curious. I'm happy that I saw that there was some sort of reaction emanating from inside of the sarcophagus, but I was just as curious about the Oathrights' reaction while he is hosting Alu. How does
Right.
Alu react when I kind of like go to shake his hand and then go psych and hit his coffin thing?
Yeah, no check required for just to gauge his reaction. But if you want me to tell you like more, you'll have to roll. But just as a base, just looking at what he does, as you do that, he looks fully like you're about to put something in his palm. And then as you fake out and throw something, he looks startled and then turns his head towards what you threw the javelin at, fully expecting you to just murder one of his people, one of the sleeping bodies around him. As the javelin continues, you can see his eyes go wider and it strikes the thing. You can see as that red light flares out, a red energy also blasts out from his body. It doesn't seem like it does anything to you, but it is visible. You can now see the shape of the creature, a horrible rictus, 2 glowing red eyes, and fiery red energy that just wafts off of his body. You can still see the shape of the Orin student underneath all of this, but you can see it in its full power now emanating off of the student. Um, it definitely
As he
looks
turns,
pissed.
yes, as he turns and he displays obvious surprise or shock and then outrage, I turn and shout to my compatriots, the sarcophagus is his weak spot. And then I'm going to kind of like juke around this guy
It look
and take an instant action to enter rakish stance.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to juke towards that sarcophagus so that he may attempt to attack me if he wants. I'm going to go and start wailing on the sarcophagus.
As you go to run past him. Uh, he's gonna make an attack at you. He doesn't actually go to attack you to do physical damage. He's just attempting to restrain you. He puts his arm out and he tries to grab your arm. It's gonna be the Orin's physical plus the Orin's physical. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. A 13. Does that hit your dodge, Don?
It does not.
Ah. It reaches out to grab you. And it was gonna miss. But it's gonna burn 1d4 morale. 4.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit you?
I'm gonna go ahead and use my into 1d4 off of
Use
my
your
sudden sense.
you already used your instant action to enter Rakish Dance. Oh, that was right
Yeah.
before. That was probably before your turn starts. Is what you meant that to be, didn't you?
Reaction versus immediate action. Rakish Stance has that special feature where if you're already in your stance.
Yeah, that still takes your instant action. Immediate action is the same thing as instant action, but I think you meant to enter that just before your turn started, which technically is allowable. So you entered Rakish Dance, then started your turn. Now you have your instant action. You may use it to do this. That's totally fine. Sorry, I just wanted to do the out loud version of saying things so that you knew what was
It's good
happening.
if you do the out loud version so I know how the ruling actually works. I just know that
Just know that microphone cuts out.
Yeah, you said I just know that I.
I am glad that you will specify how the ruling of it works out loud for everyone to hear, just because I know that we snowballed these abilities together on purpose. The way that they
Yes.
work phonetically is for dogs to use this way.
Correct. So now you used your instant action earlier, and now you're using it on your turn. Now you are using your instant action. So you won't have it again until your turn starts back up again next time. But yes, you can do
Correct.
that, which decreases their total check by 1d4, correct?
Yes.
Which is what Sudden Sense does. Right. Um, excellent. What does Sudden Sense use? Does it use any resource?
It would, but it doesn't for me because I am.
Because
It
you
is
will.
my innate magical ability.
It's a spell. It's your innate spell. Heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that there ultra instinct.
Yeah, basically.
Can you roll the d4 for me? Because I'm about to
I
close up
can.
my story.
I can. You rolled a 2, so it'll decrease their check from a 17 to a 15. Does that still hit you?
Nope.
Awesome. Yeah, he misses as he swings his clawed hand at you. Or sorry, as he reaches to grab your arm, you go to jerk your arm away, and you can see red energy emanate out from him to encompass your whole body. You duck and roll, and keep running. I believe you can make it all the way there. Is it one? You were standing
I have
next
15
to
meters
him.
of movement speed.
Oh
I'm very
yeah.
fast.
You're definitely going to be able to make it all the way there. It is a total of 10 meters of movement to get all the way to the pulpit.
All right.
You still have
now.
so you used one action to move. You still have one action left.
Yes. How does the thing with the bonus attack with on when you're offhand unarmed thing work now?
So if you have nothing in your other hand, you may use you may attack again with the empty hand. So if you have to
That's part of the attack
it's
action.
yeah. So it's the same action, but your next check, your actually, sorry, hang on. Let me read the ruling on that. That is one that would change dramatically uh, with the new ruling. So attacking twice is now way different. So let's read and make sure, and just to say out loud so that you know what's happening next. Ravok, you will be up next, so you can prepare your turn. You can start thinking about what it is that you want to be doing on your turn when it comes around.
Perfect.
And this rule also affects you, so it's good to know it. Roleplay and confrontations. There we go. So actions, turns, offhand attack. As long as you are holding no heavier than a medium weapon in your main hand, you may make an unarmed attack or light melee weapon attack with your offhand as part of the same action.
What if I want to have two great weapons?
You can't do it without a bunch of legacies and abilities and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what Ravok's working towards, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
what Devario has. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dawn. So yeah, you can do that. If you're wielding medium, light, or no weapon in one hand, you may use the same action to make another attack with a light or no weapon with the other.
Yeah. I thought as much. So I am a pugilist. I'm not going to use the whip for this attack because whipping a sarcophagus seems stupid.
It
So
does
I'm
seem
just going to
stupid.
clobber the hood and try to rip it open.
Hey,
Excellent.
Trevor Belmont has some words to say about that.
Yeah, well, his is got a very special pointy end on.
It does
even
have a
said whip.
special pointy end and explodey bit on the end of one of them. But
Still a whip.
But yeah, go ahead. Just bare knuckle brawl this box.
That's what I'm here to do.
That's what Dawn's about. Dawn's all about punching some box. That's what Dawn does. All day long, Dawn punches box.
I don't want to humor you anymore. All right, I'm gonna roll this young. Fuck yeah. I probably hit 9 plus 4, 3, 7, 16.
16 definitely hits with that first punch.
I'll just roll the other attack as well.
Yeah,
and
go
roll the
ahead,
damage.
and then just roll the damage together. Yeah.
15.
15 also hits. Yeah, two successes.
I'm going ham.
Just punch. Oh, muda.
All right, that sucks. Oh well. The first one, 5 damage.
5 damage. What's that
Oh
second?
hell yeah! The second one is 10 damage, so 15 damage
15
total.
damage in total. You
Damage.
reach out and just unleash a volley of punches at this box. Your fists hurt, your knuckles are bloody. It does not look like you've done much damage to the box at all. You actually have done no damage to the box at all, but the chains that bind it seem like they've suffered a denting or two. Just a small little denting.
Sick. Fantastic. I think that's it for me for now.
With this volley of punches, you do realize that the box is not immune to non-magical damage, but dramatically resistant. It has armor. The box has armor, and that armor be the chains, the metal chains that surround.
Magic next turn is what you're saying.
Probably make them magic. You could tell that the magic did a good bit of damage, but the box itself seems to be resistant to physical damage.
It turns out the sarcophagus does not want to be opened. Word of warning to everyone else. The sarcophagus. Anyway, continue.
All right. So you end your turn, Ravok. It is now your turn.
I guess I noticed Dawn just immediately ignoring the person running over and beating up a box. So
She
I guess
does.
I'm gonna go start swinging a sword on a box. I have my sword on me, right?
You do have your sword on you, yes. You did bring
Wonderful.
it with you.
I'm gonna start swinging on the box.
You run. Do you know what Ravok's total movement is?
My sheet says 9. I
9?
don't know if that's still correct, but
It is probably 9. So one action for 9 won't get you all the way to the box. You will also have to move past the entity with the big, scary, screamy face.
well, then I guess I'll just start standing next to the guy with the big, scary, screamy face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess I'll just start beating him since I can't get to the box.
I
Absolutely.
wasn't gonna say anything, but like as soon as I saw you moving past him, I was like, "Fuck!" Now I'm at the front of the formation.
Yep.
It's fine. Don't worry
as
about
you-
it. I'll
as you-
distract this guy.
As you run towards him, its head looking at Dawn, it looks irritated for a moment, and then it shrugs, and it turns its attention towards you as you run up next to it. It looks at you, and it's with a rictus grin plastered to its unhuman face, it says,
You know nothing of my intentions. You know nothing of my phylactery.
Probably.
And go ahead, do what you're gonna do.
Wonderful. I'm gonna give him a big ol' swing.
Yeah, do it. Give him a swing. Swiggity swing. Use them things you learned from them.
It's a 10.
It's a 10. A 10 will hit.
Those are words. 7 damage? Yeah, 7.
7 damage. Minus.
Oh.
You're.
How does first blood work?
Let's see. Whoopsies. First blood. The ability First Blood, if you would deal physical damage to a target that has full health, you may deal an additional 1d6 physical damage to the target. If the target isn't at full morale, which this creature is not, it did use some of its morale, you may increase that damage by another 1d6. So you will deal an additional 2d6 damage to this guy.
Wonderful. What was the first one? 7?
7.
So 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14.
So 14. Let's put it back up to pull it out. 12. How do you want to do it?
I don't want to, like, kill him, so I guess I just, but I also don't want him to, like, keep going, so I guess I just smack him with the broadside of the sword and then just come back and just bash him in the head with the pommel until he drops.
Yeah. You run up with the first action. The second action, you just go, you swing, you realize that it's not going to be able to block. It does put its arm up in defense, its big, beefy Orin arm. And it looks like it's going to do something, but you can tell whatever it's going to do, it's not going to matter. If you pull through with the blade of this sword, you will take his arm and head clean off. You make a snap decision and turn it to the side and use it like a fly swatter and smash him in the side of the head, knocking him fully unconscious. His
Wonderful.
body goes limp to the ground and he slumps lazily to the floor. You can actually see a look of relief on his face as he's able to slumber sleepily into unconsciousness.
He just wanted a nap.
He just wants to nap. Boom,
Don't we
unconscious. Not dead, just unconscious. But you can see Minerva, the sleepy energy looming over all of them. For a second, the energy looming over this thing was red and violent. It stops being that, and it goes limp. And that weird shape, that weird foggy shape that clouded its head, returns to the way it was before as he falls back into unconsciousness.
And the other ones look the same, like
They
the
all-
same
they-
energy or whatever.
They do look the same, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Ravok, I think that ends your turn.
It does end my turn indeed.
Lovely. Varen, it's your turn.
Alright. Does everybody else look like they're still sleeping?
They look like they're still sleeping. They look like they're slumbering. Less peacefully than before, though. You can see some of them beginning to stir slowly.
Okay. I'm gonna use my rope, which I have in my inventory, to bind up the first person, which would be... Oh shoot, I just tried to click on your screen as if I was in Foundry.
I did that
The
so
first
many times
person
last
that's
session.
not the guy that just got killed.
The server here?
Server.
Okay.
Server lady.
Yeah, you're just going to run up to her?
I'm just gonna try to tie her up.
If you
I'm
can
like,
tie, you're going to tie her up. 3 meters and then 2 meters. Okay, yeah, so you can definitely
Sorry,
make it
this
there,
isn't
5 meters.
creepy, I promise.
One action to run over there, another
promise it's
action
not
to
creepy.
tie her up. Yeah. Go ahead and make me. We're gonna call it. I'll let you do physical sleight of hand to tie her up. Do you have rope on your person? You're in the droid discipline.
do.
I assume you probably do. So yeah, go ahead, tie her up.
Yeah. What was the check again? I'm so sorry.
Physical sleight of hand. I will let you do craft sleight of hand if that's better.
This is all very
Yeah. All right. So it's
believable. I know
15.
a
I
lot of-
critted.
You
It's all very
critted.
believable. I know a lot of servers that would
Mhm.
sacrifice themselves to a sleep demon.
Mm-hmm. Fully
Mood.
sacrificed themselves to a sleep demon.
Fucking mood.
Restrained at a
It's
15. Varen, I want you to take note of that
yeah.
15,
It was
right?
15 even before I did my extra stuff.
Absolutely.
So I critted. That means I get to roll like another dice, right?
Oh, yeah. Roll another die. You get to roll a d8. You get to add that to the
That's
total.
8. Okay. So it's 18 total.
18 total. Okay, perfect. If you maxed out on the d8, you would then get to roll a d6. If you maxed out on the d6, you would then get to roll a number. You would keep going down until you hit d4, and then that's as low as it can go, but,
Right.
with the total of... Yeah, anyway, yes, she is restrained. Take note of that number. Take note of that 18, because when she wakes up, she would be able to try to untie herself. She'd be able to try to resist and free herself with one of her actions. But,
If
excellent.
she wakes up.
If she wakes up.
If is good.
All right, so that's going to end your turn, Varen. Those are 2 actions. I don't think you have another.
Nope. Do I have any more like movement speed? I'm not really sure.
You do. You
My
do
move
have
is
a little
9.
bit. You do have a little bit more movement. You used 5 to get where you are. You've got 4 more meters.
Yeah, I'll just go to like the right of her as I'm looking at the screen, just to like body block in case somebody else is trying to
Like right here,
wake up.
or like right here.
Yeah, like I can get as close as possible to somebody else.
Perfect. Yeah.
That I'm gonna go to tie up next turn.
Yeah. Absolutely. You slide right here, and then this one pulls itself into consciousness. You hear it say, "Is it my turn to be awake? Oh, Master, I was sleeping peacefully. I was navigating in dungeons deep, and I was learning so many You can see the flames start to wreathe over his body, the red energy emanating, and it says, "Silence, cur! I care not for where your astral body lied." As it pulls itself to full consciousness, you can see it conjure up a spell using the body of this small Ainmir. You now know, Magus. It casts a spell. You can see it holding its hands together. It is channeling a spell that you are very familiar with, Minerva. It is a focused energy beam.
Woo!
It rolls a d10 plus, I believe it is the spellcaster's Arcana.
It is. I have it right in front of me as soon as I find the right page. There it is. It is a focus plus Arcana with a goal of 15.
Goal of 15. Focus plus Arcana. So that's going to be the spellcaster's Focus Arcana. Where are you, spellcaster? No. Where is the spellcaster? Oh, there you are. Friggin' found you. Okay, cool. Focus 2, Arcana, so plus 5. So he has to roll a 10 to be able to cast it this turn. I believe that's a fail. Yeah, nope. 7. You can see him charging up the spell as it just starts to funnel that into the basically doing the special beam cannon. But then
Are both of
That's
those two restrained now? I know the server was, but I didn't hear if this other one, the one
only
below,
only the server is restrained.
Okay.
However, you do see as he's casting one spell, you can see his fingers start to twist and move in a direction. You can see him do some sort of mental arithmetic, some complicated series of fracturing himself into several pieces as his brain splits in half, and he begins to cast another spell using the same fingers, but he's casting two spells at once. He casts some kind of arcane shielding around himself as his body begins to glow, and you can see magical armor start to form and calcify over him. It just forms these crystal-like plates. The aurora emanates from him and then fuses and hardens into crystal-looking rivets and plates that hang on the body. He's got magical armor now. Anyway, that ends his turn with those two actions. He is screaming at you, Dawn, but you don't understand the language that he's screaming in. It is not infernal. Minerva, it's your turn.
Alrighty.
After Minerva, it's going to be Heko. So, Heko, if you want to start planning your turn now, you can. Minerva, what are you doing?
Yeah. So I was gonna do a different thing, but now I've been challenged by this man to do magical bullshit. How dare he try and act all what up? Let's see. I don't think I can use a spell and then switch into a stance, can I? Is that?
You have two actions that you can take on your turn. That action can be used to move. If you choose to move, even if it's just 1 meter, that's your action taken to move. Or you can use it to do two different things. You can use it to attack and cast a spell. But if you have to focus on something, you need to use both of those actions to focus. Or one action to focus on one spell. And if you're capable of focusing on two spells like you are, you could then use it to cast another focus spell. Or you could do two non-focus spells and cast them both with that action. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, how far am I from the problem child that's using magic and bullshit?
Well, you have to spend 1 meter of movement to step here to be able to get a full casting view of the entire room. So you'd have to use one action to do that. But if you didn't want to do that, you would be cut off from essentially the entire, judging Minerva's direction, Minerva facing downward, the entire left half of the doorway.
Yeah, I'm just assessing my problem, my issue. So how far am I? I'm just trying to see if I can even get there in one movement, if that's an
8
option.
meters away, assuming was 1 meter here. So
9
from
meters
here,
is my movement.
1 meter, 9 meters to get here. 8 meters to get here, to get directly next to him. You would be moving past this person, but it appears that they are sleeping. So it doesn't look like they could do anything to you, even if you did. And you saw Dawn run past all of them and they didn't stir or move.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I'm just gonna switch into my Gloomshade stance, which takes the whatever the action is. It's what'd you call it?
It's an
action.
instant action, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so use the instant action to switch into Gloomshade, and then use my movement to get up next to the boy. Now, may I use my action to go into stealth on the way there?
Yeah. To attempt to hide.
Yes, I want to hide as I'm arriving.
That will take up all of your actions, though. You'll be able to get up next to him. One action to move, one action to be in stealth while moving. Go ahead and roll me that stealth check.
Okay, so that is going to be a +2 to my stealth roll for the Gloomshade, and +2, or I could use the... I'm going to use my... So it gives me an option for the Rat Kata stance. I can either choose to add 2 to my light melee or 2 to my stealth. I'm going to use it to add to my light melee. So my stealth is going to be a little bit reduced than it usually is.
Yeah.
In order for my roll to hit next turn to be
It won't
higher,
be as high of a stealth check, Heard.
Yeah, just so you know what's going on. Just letting you know where my extra +2 for damage or all that good shit might come from.
Yee.
Exclamation point. Roll. 1d10. And motherfucker, every fucking time that it's important, rolls a 1. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah,
burn
so that's
some
gonna
of your
be...
morale to increase that number? You can. You can burn 1 and increase it by 1.
No, that's I don't have enough morale for that to matter.
Hmm.
So that's gonna be, yeah, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7.
It's a 7? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that he knows you're there.
Yeah, I figured as much.
It is also, by the way, it is not dimly lit. There aren't a whole lot of shadows that
No.
stretch from place to place in this room.
No, with that
as
poor
these
roll,
little...
unfortunately, with that one roll, the entire turn was just wasted. So,
It is
I'm
unfortunate.
done.
I mean, how much morale do you have?
Well, I have 5.
You could burn all of it down to 0. Just give yourself a +5 to that check.
If I were to do that, it would fuck me up for the rest of the fight. So no, I can't.
You would have no morale for the rest of the fight, correct? Yes.
Yeah, and then I'd lose my ability to generate stamina, which is important. So no.
Yes.
No, I just should have done the first thing that I thought I was going to do. All good, all good. That's me done.
Alrighty. Echo, you're up.
Okay, sick. I'm gonna be honest, I've known what I want to do for a hot minute, because this is like maybe the most applicable use of this spell. I have a spell called Onset Decay, which means I can attempt to gain control of nearby rot magi
There's a
and
lot of
command
them.
them to... Yes, that's what I figured. Command them to cause a target object or being within 3 meters of me to rapidly decay. So I probably have to move up, but I do want to target the one that was doing the magical bullshit, as Minerva so eloquently put it.
Hey.
So I just want to get within 3 meters of that person and onset decay.
I first started saying that back when I was playing as Ovid, which is a barbarian character that has no understanding of magic, and it just became a full-on habit.
The other reason I want to use it against them is that they have to make a physical plus fortitude check against my arcane plus presence check, and I'm really hoping that's not their strong suit.
So you want to get to about here. Which means you've
That's
already used
fine.
1, so you'd have to use 6 meters of movement. Do you at least have that?
I have 9, so yeah, I'll be
Sick.
okay.
I think most everybody has a base of 9. Like, I don't think there's much lower than
I think that's where you start, unless you have some kind of major, like,
some sort of
dig on your
drawback.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. You can move right there. You can move. So you're next to the restrained server girl.
Cool.
Excellent. And then you're going to cast the spell. What does he have to roll to resist? It's going to go against the person that he's possessing.
So I'm going to make an arcane plus presence check, and he's going to make a physical plus fortitude check.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's gonna be contest.
If you had to guess, the tiny little rat man probably doesn't have a very high physical fortitude.
That's why I'm targeting him.
He's not actually a rat, sorry. He's a mink. He's a little mink man. But he only has a +1 to that, so if he doesn't crit, he's probably fucked. He rolled a 3, so he's 4.
Yeah, well, that does not do it for him.
No, it does not.
Yeah, so they are going to take an Aurora dice damage, which I think I'm just going to use... Actually, you know what? I have a bunch of pearls. Can I use 2 pearls?
You can. In the future, specify how many pearls you're using before you... what spells and how many... Or what iris and how many of them you're using before the spells, before you cast it. That makes sense. Yeah.
Super valid. I will do that in the future. I thought it was a set amount, because I have a different one that has a set amount.
It might be a set amount. It might be a specific number. Let's find out. Onset decay.
Well, unless the wording of the spell changed, I have it written as they take an amount of
2
blight damage equal to the potency of the Aurora dice.
And it's 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I thought you were trying to use more than the spell is capable of handling, because you can use up to your your Arcana skill, I think. It doesn't matter. We'll deal with the pedantic stuff later. Yes, 2d numbers, 2d4, 2d6, 1d4, 1d6, however many you want to use, how many iris you got.
It's a total of 3, and they gain the blight condition.
3 and gain blight. You notice that as the blight goes to spread around their body, the magical armor around them soaks all of that. But they still gain the blight condition,
Okay,
which is
good to know.
still not good.
It's not ideal. Are the Rotmagi cute? Can we see them?
They look kind of like little mushrooms with little feet on the bottoms of the
Oh, I
mushroom.
love them.
But if
Oh my
you,
god, wait,
if
that is cute. I thought they'd be like garbage or
they
something.
actually aren't that disgusting looking. They look like little mushrooms. But if you
I
look
love them.
closely at they look kind of like a snail mushroom kind of combination, but they've got little legs, 4 little legs kind of on the bottom that let them scuttle. All of them in the room, it's actually not a whole lot of them, come to your aid, but a couple of them do, and they start to crawl onto the person and they go to chomp down, but you can see them just chomping away at the Aurora shielding that's on his body. But you do notice that they've got little mouths on the base of their mushroom foot. Um, it's just a kind of like a squid beak with many rows of gnashing, gnawing, and swirling teeth.
Damn. That's all right. Slightly less cute.
Slightly
But
less cute.
I was gonna say we should make merch, but now I'm
We
not
get
so
a
sure.
little cute. We get a little body horror.
A little bit cute, little cute. I think it's still cute. I think just like with its mouth closed, it would just look like it has like a little squid beak at the base of its little mushroom body.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think that is cute
so
actually.
cute.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I
And I
do
think
like.
I'll
It'd also be like one of those little teddy bears that you like push a button on it and it's like it
Oh
goes from
yeah.
cute to like ferocious.
Disgusting and horrible. Yeah.
No,
It
they
could be
do
one of
those,
those.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea actually. But yeah, I'd like to do that. And I think I know. Well, is the person I'm right next to, is that Ravik? I can't really see. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It is Ravok is next to you, to like the above you.
Okay.
Dvarin is next to you, kind of like beneath, and then
Okay.
directly to your it'd be your right is
Okay.
yeah, and Minerva is sneaking, but with your passive, it's a 6. I think you would fail to see Minerva. No, you
Aha!
wouldn't.
My
You'd be.
7 beats your
Uh,
6. Fuck you.
I was about to say, I think your passive 6. I don't think you can see Minerva. I think Minerva is hidden to you.
Okay. Can I move up to stand next to Varen?
Yeah. You still have enough
Okay,
movement
cool.
to do that.
Yeah, I just am small and I feel more comfortable next to the big rock person.
Next to Big Rock Person, fair enough. You can
Yeah.
see Big Rock Person's just like coming away from having just tied up the server next to you. But next to you, Varen, your small, dirty friend comes moving up to your side.
All right, sweet. I'll end my turn there.
Excellent.
The scrungly nasty man.
Small.
Yes,
I was about to say my small dirty friend could go either way.
the scrungly nasty Mancer.
Real.
Someone write that down.
I need blight condition. Failed blight, blight mage, blight magi. Blight. There's so many words in this that is blight.
Not that it probably matters right now, but it's interesting that whatever menu you're in right now is pausing the stream.
Oh, it is?
Fast
I'll
on
pull it up.
Discord
I'll
at
pull it
least.
back up. There we go. Is it back up now?
Yeah, I figured it would be. I just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
I want to know.
I think it's because I accidentally, like, minimized the window.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go all the way down to blight damage. See if it's in there.
I think it's worth noting that Varen is a cool big rock man. And I knit during our sessions. So I'm just over here like knitting while Varen's over there being all intimidating and big.
That's amazing. Making
This is
little
what role playing
hats.
is for.
I'm cool. I'm made of rocks.
I'm
Oh.
cool. Made of
We step outside of ourselves sometimes.
It's all right. I'm just ADHD as hell, so I'm bouncing between doodling, petting the puppy, and occasionally playing a little bit of RimWorld. So
Nice.
I'm just the best of us.
Yeah, I can't sit still, so like I definitely have to be like engaged in something, and knitting has been my friend during these sessions, honestly.
it's a really good one for just to chill out. I dig it.
Yeah,
I'm
what are you
trying for
knitting?
slippers this time.
Ooh.
Slippers, hells yeah. Are you gonna have like a hard sole for them, or are they gonna be all the way knitted like socks?
No, this is like a super beginner thing, and I'm literally kind of making it up. So I don't even know how it's gonna turn out, but um, I don't have like a sole to put in there, so I'd have to like research like how I would do that. So they're just gonna be like comfy
Gotcha.
socks, I think.
There you go. Foot tubes.
House socks, put tubes.
foot tubes. You all see the old man wake up. He stumbles to his feet. You can see tears streaming down his eyes as he realizes he's back in the real world. He sighs deeply, and then you can see his body go stiff, almost as if strings were attached to him, and he begins to be puppeteered. His feet don't even touch the ground as he ghostly glides towards dawn. You can hear, with a trembling voice, he says, "Release the puppet!" And he return the slab. As he goes to grapple you, Dawn. 4 plus 1, 2, 3. You must resist. It is going to be a physical plus acrobatics or physical plus athletics, your choice.
How about you don't touch me?
Don't touch me, old man. Get your
Ugh,
hands off me.
It's so wrinkly.
It's so wrinkly and gross.
It faces us all eventually. Fuck.
There we go.
Right. I am pretty acrobatic.
You are, in fact. I did not assume that this would affect you very much, but you know, man's gotta try.
It's a 14.
14? Yeah, yeah. He reaches for you, but you just jerk away from him, looking behind you. You can see this old man, tears streaming down his face. He looks like he wants nothing more than to go back and dream the peaceful dreams that he was just dreaming.
Dream, 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 dream.
Dream,
He also
dream,
said,
dream, dream. He says, take your hands off the pulpit. He is also being marionetted by invisible strings.
Yeah. I'm already having nightmares when I go back to school tomorrow. But like,
Oh, for sure. You've seen so much fucked shit in the past couple hours alone.
Nah, this is fine. This
Yeah.
is normal.
The next turn comes around. It is this woman's turn. She pulls herself from the chair and she rubs her eyes and she looks around and she goes, "Where the fuck am I?" Her mouth cuts off. She goes to touch her lips, then her throat, and she looks confused as she looks around. And she looks at all of you, and she then looks at the person with ghostly red flame emanating off of her, and her face goes into a mask of fury. She goes like she's trying to resist, and she gets the chance to, but the thing that she has to resist is fairly strong. 11. No, that is not going to beat the check. You can see her reaching towards something in her satchel at her hip. You can also see a vessel of water laying in the bed next to her, a vessel of some liquid laying in the bed next to her, and she's reaching for something in her pocket, and her arm stops and tenses, and then she goes limp, and her hands go up to her side as if she's being marionetted again. She then reaches for the thing anyway. She pulls out a vial. 2 vials, actually, and then with the other hand she pulls out a syringe. She pulls the cork off one vial with her teeth, but instead of the mask of anger that her face bore before, she now wears a vicious rictus grin, and she is being marionetted. She hucks the vial at you, Echo.
Fuck.
Sorry, Echo.
Can I do anything, or is this just sort of?
It's
where
going.
Roll to hits.
It's going against your dodge, and they
Yeah.
rolled a 10.
Well, my dodge is a 9.
So they rolled
I
a.
reiterate.
Yeah, they rolled a 20. I believe that hits.
Oh my god!
Am I close enough to like
You are
use my
not.
instant action?
You are not, unfortunately. You are just too far away. But Varen, you
Is
could.
there?
I would
is
let
there-
you use your instant action to trade places with Echo if you wanted, but you don't actually know what's going to happen. You don't know what this vial's going to do.
It could be a good thing.
It could
Or
be.
it
Yeah,
could have no
I'll
actions.
trade places. I'll trade places because my original intent was to body block for people. So
Perfect. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of
You
what
just
I was
grab Hecko.
going for.
This does use your instant action. You hear Ravok look like he's about to do the exact same thing, but he's just not quite quick enough. He's not close enough to do anything. And you see Ravok reach, and you look at the direction that Ravok is reaching, and you realize it's Hecko, and you just instinctively grab Hecko and throw her behind you and step in front of wherever the hell Hecko was about to be, or whatever was about to happen to Hecko. And a vial crashes over your body. You see the glass shatter on the ground. It doesn't really hurt you. The rock carapace all over your body just kind of has flecks of sharded adamant. But you do catch a whiff of something. And for a moment, you are flashback to a memory of one of your first days at the university. Master Lahara standing in the front of the classroom going, "This stuff, it is highly flammable, and in gaseous state it can cause severe burns, and when inhaled causes severe damage to lungs and eyes. We will not be breaking the case. We will be keeping it contained. We will be using very small amounts, and we will be using it carefully. Does everyone understand?" A murmur of understanding
Yes,
comes around the cloud.
Sensei.
"Yes, Sensei," he says, "very good. If any of you act foolish with this substance, you will be immediately banned from my class. You may continue." And your memory fades. The scent is
God.
the same. It is that horrible substance that your master warned you about. Make me a physical plus fortitude check.
Okay. And then I also want to know if I remember, like, is there like a counteraction to that?
There is.
We'll do that later.
There is.
You said physical plus fortitude?
Correct.
I love that. So that's a plus 8 for me. 8 plus 6.
8 plus 6.
14?
Yeah, 14. 14 is enough. You resist, but you still take the damage. It is
I hold my breath.
2d4. Yeah, you hold your breath. It still burns your skin. And the gaseous substance, you know, is insanely flammable, and the fumes are wafting off of your body. It is known to you in this very moment that if something sparks against your carapace, you will be ignited in a plume of flame. If someone happens to light a candle in the close proximity of you, you will be engulfed in flame. You luckily realize that these things are not giving off real fire. They are giving off some kind of strange magical light. But just note that if something metal or flint or rock scrapes past you, you will quickly be ignited and you will be burned to a rocky crisp. But you still take 3 points of, we're going to call it elemental damage, probably. We'll call it fire.
Okay. Did I remember from my lesson, like, if there was, like, an acid bath, like,
It is actually
I don't know, should I dunk
relatively...
myself in milk or something?
I was about to say, it is actually relatively easy to staunch this substance. It just requires you to be submerged in 4 parts, or the substance to be diluted by 4 parts water, 1 part the substance. Unfortunately for you,
Sorry, okay, sorry, you said I take 3 damage for that, too?
3 damage, yes, 3 damage, and
Okay.
to end this, because you know, you just must be submerged in 3 parts, or sorry, is it 4 parts water, 1 part this substance, so 4 parts water. So you just need to just douse yourself in water, but you don't have any of it around you right now. Echo, Varen smells strongly of ammonia and, oddly enough, burnt cinnamon.
That is a very
Kinda
specific smell.
It is.
It is.
It is a very specific smell.
Oh, can I like speak words? Can I do that as part of my thing here?
Yeah. You can say.
I just
You
want
can
to
say
tell her,
words.
like, hey,
Yeah.
don't breathe this in. Like, don't breathe this in.
Don't breathe this in.
I need deodorant fast.
Quickly. I need a bath. She then produces the syringe and makes a show of gesturing with it and squirting something out. She cannot do anything, but yeah, she's going to move right here, directly in front of you, Minerva, with the syringe in her hand. She's looking at you with it, with
I was gonna say, it's
glowing
pretty
red
obvious
eyes.
that I'm not hidden at this point.
No, you're not hidden. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just, I'm glad Minerva knows that now.
Yes. She does not have enough action economy to do anything other than walk towards you, but it is now this person's turn, who stirs to awakeness, and she looks
His name is
startled.
Guy.
Guy. It's actually a server. She stirs into awakeness and looks around in a panicked state before realizing that she's tied up in a creepy place with a stinky rock man and a zombie lady and an umbraling with a giant sword and a couple unconscious people. It's probably one of the most terrifying things that she's ever gone through. And
I've woken up in weirder places.
and she begins to scream loudly.
So you ever woken up in a tavern filled with bodies?
She will, right? She will try to resist. She only has a 1 to strength. 5. She fails. Who'da thunk? It is now Chip's turn. Jesus, it's been a lot of stuff happening. A lot of initiatives. Chip walks all the way out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Runs over here, and he's going to say, "Varen, how do I get it out?"
Water.
Hairball. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I only have ale."
I don't know if that'll do the trick.
Hmm.
Something non-flammable, preferably.
He searches his mind for a moment, realizing he doesn't have anything that can do that. But it does look like Minerva might need a little bit of help, so he does a little bit of encouragement. This is going to give you 1 morale and a +1 to your next check.
All right, no, this is fine.
Varen?
This is fine.
No, sorry, to Minerva. To Minerva.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I will be right back. I have to. My cat just did a big ol' hairball on the ground. I will be right back. Know that in a moment, it will be Dawn's turn. So Dawn, prepare yourself.
You said hairball earlier.
Yeah, I thought he was reacting to me saying something.
Yeah, I
I
thought
was like,
somebody
oh.
said hairball out loud earlier. I was like, did they predict the future? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
That was fun.
Well, the glass
There are
cannon
times I'm glad I'm a dog
failed their
person.
stealth and is now gonna get whooped up on. We'll see how this goes in a second, because I'm gonna have to step back, and I don't know. Does anybody know? Do they do attacks of opportunity, like if you walk by or walk away from a fight?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
how my
somebody
round.
did.
Okay,
Yeah, like I ran past that one guy and he attack of opportunity'd me.
gotcha.
But I have like a technique or something that I can like spend stamina on to do that as an instant action.
Okay, that might help.
Yeah.
But it gives me a +2 to the attack roll, so I guess that's what the
That's a
point is
stab
for.
martial stance. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably gonna end up taking a hit here, and I have almost no health left because I saved that kid's life, and that took like 2/3 of my health. So, yeah.
Oh shit.
Just saying, some weird shit might be going down in a second on my turn.
Okay.
I'm out here dealing with the elderly and punching
We
a
might be fucked.
getting fucked up.
Yeah, he was going on about how we've breezed through every encounter, and I'm worried that was a warning.
That was mostly because like the opening rounds of attack were like very well planned, and we were all in like the ideal positions when that happened.
It seems like maybe we sort of set ourselves up in a way.
Okay,
Yeah, it seemed kind of
I'm
like
back.
a walk down this line, get hit by the guys.
Or the 6 of hearts with planning.
What was the situation with the sarcophagus? Like, how did we know that was important to hit?
You don't.
That was Don's guess, and then they reacted poorly whenever Don attacked it. So we just assumed that we were on the right track.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of like environmental things we can leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are like all dealing with his like menagerie of possessed dudes. I kind of just assumed that if I pulled his aggro to something he actually needed to protect, then like maybe we wouldn't get so overwhelmed with his possessed pulpit of, But I could,
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm Dawn, so sometimes I'm smart and sometimes I'm really, really fucking wrong, dumb.
I mean, it's as good a guess as any.
No, you're good. I just failed the one thing that I'm really good at, which is stealth rolls. So, that what was the one thing I was counting on actually being able to pass, and of course.
And of
I could
course.
probably be doing a better job tanking you guys, if I'm being honest with you.
We got a rock boy. He's jumping in front of our Molotov cocktails. It's all good.
He is.
If I re-engage with the party's fight, then I can give us morale and like spread the morale up.
By all means, first break the neck of that old man that's in the room with you.
I don't even know if I want to. I kind of just want to let the old man keep slapping me with his wrinkle.
You know what? If you want to let him keep beating your cheeks, you go right ahead.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's going to end. That's going to end Chip's turn, just to let you all know.
I bet Dylan was going, well, that's going to end that conversation.
That's going to end that conversation. No. No. Totally fine. Moving on, we have the other old man. This one is covered in barnacles and old, tattered, salt-worn clothing. Pulls himself to his feet, looks at this one, nods in some weary, knowing agreement, shrugs his shoulders to audible crunches and cracks, and looks to the left of him, where there's a person sitting. He looks down at you and says, "It's really no hard feelings, but you've got to do what you've got to do." He holds up one of his hands, and it begins to crackle with lightning. as he reaches out towards you, Echo, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you. You'll be somewhere much better in a second." And he reaches towards your head. This is gonna go towards your dodge.
I figured. Can I? Is it a free action to do like a fucking vibe check? Like I genuinely can't tell if he's trying to heal me or if he's going to send me to the shadow realm.
Yeah. I'll just give you an inference. All these people are sleeping, and he says he's not gonna kill you. He's gonna send you somewhere better.
Okay, so that's not ideal. Cool.
No,
Cool,
it's
cool.
not. Does a 12 hit your dodge?
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I'm a mage.
He does 5 points of elemental lightning damage to you.
That's so
Please.
great. I have 1 health.
Yeah, I feel that life.
The lightning crackling next to you causes a fizzing noise in the air. A sort of like pop rocks start exploding in the air around you. Varen, I'll let you try to dodge and not let the lightning touch the fumes directly next to you.
Jesus.
Go ahead and
Okay.
give me a
I'll do it.
physical plus acrobatics check.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's 8 from me. Or
And
plus 8.
Plus
Oh,
8.
hang on.
Plus
Hang on,
8.
hang on. And I rolled a 10, which
Oh,
means I get
beautiful.
18 plus 2, so 20.
You can move 1 meter in any direction that you'd like to.
Away from the lightning.
As just the farthest away distance you can. That'd be here. Is that good?
I think
You could move here.
like I want to be closer to the enemies. Yeah.
Okay, move down here. Because
Yeah.
you just take the step away as the lightning, and you can see it start to pop and sizzle the air, but you step away before it catches and ignites the fumes.
I love this like storyline that I like shielded Heko and then immediately like ran away.
Ran fully away from Heko. Sorry, Heko.
Ugh.
Nothing I can do.
Stay away.
That is actually going to end his
It'll be
turn.
worse if we're both on fire.
He can only take 1 action a turn. But you can
For
see
some
that
reason, I
he's
just feel like Hecko's super flammable.
all them dusty old bones. You can see that he's taking both of his hands together and channeling some sort of lightning crackle between the two of them. And yes, Tristan, before you ask, I did basically make Averday.
He's a good boy. Don't hurt him.
It is now the wizard's turn, and the wizard is gonna whiz. You can see.
Do I get that turn after him then?
You will, yeah. Your turn. Your turn is right up after his. What's his total? He might special beam cannon you. We'll see.
Don't season 1, episode 1, Dragon Ball Z me.
Is that the first episode? Really?
It's not the first episode, but it's the first arc.
Let's see here.
Don't do it.
It's either the first or second episode of Abridged.
Yeah, it's like the 3rd episode of Abridged, I think.
Where is it?
Maybe 2nd. You might be right. I think it's 2nd.
Yeah, but it's like
Plus 5.
10 episodes into the actual show.
Yeah, because like they
Because Dragon Ball.
Frickin' scene is 2 episodes, so.
Friggin' 7 again. That's a 14, but he's trying to hit a 15, right?
Okay, so here's the funny part. Yeah. So it's a cumulative. So if he's rolled a 7 both times, then it's accumulated to 14, and his check is 15. So he is 1 point away.
He's
still.
1 point away still. It does mean
Yeah.
that he'll deal more damage when he finally gets to do the blast.
No. It just means that his check will be higher for the roll to hit, but the damage is always going to be those the potency of the dice plus, I think it's 6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do think you are right. Yeah, there we go. Just so y'all know, this guy can take a turn when it's his turn and a turn when it is the turn of the entity whose body he's inside of. So he gets two turns around. But that's crazy, Dawn. It's your turn. That he did not succeed at building the special beam cannon.
Thanks. I'm very happy.
It's very happy.
So I turn around.
Okay.
And I look out at...
Damn it.
Your mic is bad today, my man.
Cutting in and out again.
I just got back home to decent Wi.
Honestly, I think it was better when you were at work.
The fuck?
Weirdly enough, I think it's like right as you're ending your sentence, it like cuts off prematurely. So like if you, this is bizarre, but if you, after you finish your sentence, then just add some sort of homonym, like something to the end of that, it might fix it.
Stay over. Stay over like it's
There
a
you
radio.
go. Exactly, radio shit.
So I'm testing my mic right now to see if any of my sentences are landing. Yeah.
No.
It ended at sentences
Cut
are
off
landing.
after landing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck my life. You know what? I'm gonna be upstairs on my computer in like 3 minutes. Just give me 2 or 3 minutes to put my shit off and go upstairs.
Okay.
Do you want to pass on to the next turn and then come back to me, I guess?
Sure. Ravok.
Me. Who is the next person standing that I can slap with the broadside of a sword?
Define standing. So you have the person who's tied up, but they are conscious and screaming. Then there is the lightning guy who just shocked the hell out of Heko, who is standing, and it looks like he's about to do something even more scary.
Smack that guy.
Alright. Who is the closest person to me that is a threat?
That guy. Definitely that guy.
Then I'm gonna smack that guy.
Run over to him and give him the old smack. As you charge at him,
Is
he
that
looks
Average?
at it's Average. He looks up at you with the tired expression of a man who genuinely doesn't think that you could kill him, but would be kind of okay with it if you could.
Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm gonna do something to him, but I'm not gonna kill him.
Not gonna kill him.
Maim or seriously injure. Alright, that's a 10, that's an 8, that's a 6. Oh, never mind, that's a 3. I was like about to say.
Oh god.
So 10 plus 8 plus 3 is 21. I'm guessing I hit.
You definitely hit. There is no going against that.
What do I get for critting? No, I don't get a lollipop. Is it double damage?
It is automatic max damage.
Wonderful, then I don't need to roll that. So,
This guy does have full health. He does also have full morale.
let's see. So
It's an additional d6 damage.
8. Is that also max?
It is also maxed, yeah. Anything that
So,
you would roll is automatically maxed.
8 plus 6 is 14, plus 3 is 17.
17 damage, goddamn.
If only he didn't have full morale, it would have been
Would have been really...
23.
You can see there are like crusted barnacles and hardened bits on his body, but you just cleave right through those into the side of his body. You can see the blade go deep, and rather than bleed blood, he bleeds seawater that sloshes out from his body and spills out onto the ground. He grimaces, gritting his teeth against the pain, and he looks at the wound in his shoulder, the deep gash, and he looks up at you. Action to move, action to hit him. That does end your turn.
Did you...
Let's be a
hold
good
on.
hit there, laddie. You swing the blade true.
Did you get rid of Callous Slaughtering Massacre? Because I'm not finding it anywhere.
I think we changed the name of it.
I don't know what you would have changed the name to.
I didn't change the name. 'Twas not I, which makes it hard for me to find it. Because I don't remember. I think it might be Bloodthirsty Hysteria, perhaps? As an instant action, you may enter a bout of Bloodthirsty Hysteria. No, that's basically Rage. That's not it. I think it's basically like...
It's cleave was what it was, basically.
It was basically Cleave.
I need to completely remake my character sheet, don't I?
I don't think so. It still exists. It just the name was changed.
I forgot about it, but just BT dubs. Anybody who's right next to me gets a +1 on your attack rolls and your dodge.
Ooh.
Oh, so Heko wouldn't have been
fuck.
hit.
Echo would have had a +1 to dodge.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Would that +1 have been enough for you to not get hit?
Yeah,
what
because
was
he
the
rolled
roll
a
again?
10 and she had a 9.
Well,
Oh,
no,
no, I
he
still
no.
right
rolled
on.
a
Tie
3.
goes to
So-
the attacker.
My move is 9, and my dodge is actually 8. So no, I
Okay,
wouldn't have done
You
it.
would have, yeah. You would have still been hit, but it is good to know that for later. +1 to attacks and +1 to dodge while you're standing next to person. And Ravok, while engaging in combat against more than 2 enemies, it's called Callous Massacre now. It's no longer Callous Slaughtering Massacre. The word slaughtering was just removed. But it is while engaged in combat against more than 2 enemies, you may activate this ability. You may gain a +2 to attack and damage rolls for every creature reduced to 0 hit points. These benefits disappear at the end of your turn if you spend a full round without reducing a creature to 0 HP. So basically,
it's continuous massacre.
It's
That's
continu-
why Callus wasn't. I was
Yeah,
like, I typed in
sorry.
every word and nothing showed up. Okay.
Continuous massacre. Yeah. So on your turn, basically, yeah, we can hear you. On your turn, basically, after reducing a creature to 0 hit points, until the start of your next turn, you get a +2, a stacking +2. So if you just lay waste to mobs on your turn, you will just continue to get a stacking +2.
Nice.
You can also it also works when it's not your turn with like reactions and shit. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, just anytime I drop someone to 0. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
But it ends at the start of your next turn. It reduces, yeah. So just keep that in mind. All right. Ravok, that ends your turn. Varen.
It does.
Varen, it is your turn. Actually, sorry. We'll go back to Dawn. Dawn, are you with us?
I am with us.
Okay. Hit us with them stuffs.
Yes. So, does any one of my friends not look like they're about to fall over, or do they all look like they're on like their last legs already?
It looks like the only 2
I'm
that are
I'm pretty
suffering.
alright.
Yeah, the only 2 that have suffered damage are Varen and Heko.
And I'm doing just fine. BT dubs.
So Heko is the only one who's suffering. Heko has both Ravok Chip, or all 3, Ravok Chip and Varen, next to them, and there is Minerva.
So are you asking who's hurt right now?
Who is the most hurt and who is the
Yeah, like
least
who
hurt?
is visibly hurt?
Okay, I mean, I guess that's definitely me, but yeah, that's from earlier.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I look at this old man here, and I say, I'm not gonna let you hurt my friends, and I'm gonna use my, I don't know what the term of it is now. It was like a bonus action, but like to become impious, to take my Super Saiyan form.
Yeah, let me see.
See, I was
it's
joking about the Goku and Vegeta thing earlier, but you literally have like several moves that are Goku related.
once per
From the very
day.
beginning, it's been like this.
Once per day, you may channel your. Is it Wicked Impiety? No, that's not it. What's it called? The ability.
It is from my bond. I have an Ember bond.
It is the Wicked Impiety. It's the Infernal Bond. Yeah, okay. So once per day, you may channel your patron's infernal energy into your physical body, transforming it beyond its natural limits. For a number of minutes equal to your presence or belief plus focus or fortitude, you gain a separate health pool, blah, 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 blah. You may also add your presence skill. After the duration, you suffer the tired condition. It does not take any action economy anymore. It is just now, afterwards, you suffer the tired condition.
Gotcha. All right. For presence plus fortitude
Yeah,
rounds.
precisely.
Sick. So that will be 9 rounds starting now. And then how much extra temporary HP do I get?
Keep that noted. You get an extra for a number of minutes equal to your presence, blah, blah, blah. You gain a separate 1d6 that take damage before you do. That takes damage before you.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Roll 1d6. I have 2 extra HP.
Nice.
And now I'm adding my presence to my damage and attack rolls as well. So to
You
make
may
sure
add
that
your
I'm
presence
clear-
skill to your first attack and damage roll every turn. It's not every single one of them, it's just the first one.
Right.
But, I mean, you have to move
Um,
over there anyways, so.
Well, the pulpit is right under me, and the old man is right beside me.
True.
So I'm going to aim a magically empowered kick now.
First,
at the pulpit.
For those who have not heard the description before, describe what it looks like when you change into this form.
I shout at this man, "You're not going to..." really at the demon Alu. "You're not going to hurt my friends." And as soon as I shout "friends," this blistering white light erupts out of my typically dark eyes. The light of which spreads out across my body, licking the shadows away from my form until they are almost superimposed around me like an aura. And then that light and shadow just sort of battle one another across my skin.
Amazing.
My hair whips in the strange aurora presence that emanates off of me like a wind.
Hell
And
yeah.
We have 2 actions a turn now, right?
You do. Yeah,
Okay.
one of your actions can be to move, but
Yep.
doesn't have to be.
I don't have to, though, so I'm not
No.
gonna. And both of those attacks, because I'm a pugilist, can incorporate an extra unarmed attack.
Yes.
So the first attack is going to be aimed at the coffin, the pulpit, as they're calling it. I'm going to aim it at the magical chains and attempt to rupture them now that I'm dealing magically enhanced damage.
You are. The presence damage is the only thing that's magical, so whatever your presence is, that damage is magical. Everything else is still normal.
Yeah.
So tell me how much physical damage you do, and then tell me what the presence damage is, the magical damage afterwards.
I have to roll to hit it first. It's technically immobile, but
It is. It just has a,
Yeah.
There's still the chance of missing. It's a low chance, though. Still have to roll, though.
Yes. Sorry, guys. My turns take so long because I'm just it's a crit.
Beautiful. You hit. No need to further check on that.
The matter
Auto
of
max
critting is very important because Dawn's damage is not just auto max but also doubled. It's part of the hellish.
Hellish critical.
Oh.
Yeah. Just give me that total. Give me first the total of the physical damage and then add your double presence afterwards.
Yes. All right. So first this. I don't even need to roll. It's max. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So 6 times 2, so 12 damage there, and then the presence 2 is 10. So 22.
22. But it's 12 from just the base, and then
the 12 is the non-magical damage, and then 10 is magical.
And then 10 of it's magical. Woo! All right. As you wail on this thing, it does not give in, but the chains take substantial damage as you wail on them, grab them, and basically rip most of the chains off. There's still like one measly chain holding it on, and the weight of you ripping the chains off had fractured the box. You can see a red glow emanating from inside. You can see some slight movements disturbing the red glow of the shadow.
I have an extra attack as part of that attack that won't get magical damage, but I can still.
You can
do it.
still, yeah, you can still do it.
It's an 8 plus numbers. Imagine that hits.
That will hit, yes. I'll just let you know the box's dodge is 10. Surprisingly
Okay.
high for a immobile box, but
No, I didn't even add the physical damage. Add another 4 to that last bit of damage. That doesn't double. It's just a 4.
that's just the. Oh,
So
from
it's-
your.
Yeah,
From your.
for my physical.
It's just your unarmed. What would deal damage?
It'd be my medium skill instead because I'm a pugilist.
Because
so
you're
it's still
pugilist. Still 4. Okay. Tiered. I think it just goes down by 1. It's still alive.
Okay. The second one is 1 damage plus 4, so 5 non-magical damage.
5 non-magical.
And regardless of the state that the pulpit is in, I'm gonna turn around and donkey kick the old man behind me.
Absolutely.
Action.
Fully do it.
Both feet, so that both of the attacks are 1 foot and the other foot.
just double kick this guy in the head. Yeah.
Hopefully in the chest. I don't want to put him in the ICU. He's quite old.
He is quite old.
I'm
Go
also
ahead.
Super Saiyan, so if it happens, it happens.
I was about to say, it really just depends on how much overage you do. I'll let you knock him just unconscious if you barely knock him out, but if you really fucking break his ribs, then, his ribs are
First
broken.
kick probably hits him, because it's 9 plus many numbers. Second one is a 9 plus many numbers as well.
They both hit.
So they both hit. Why is my mouse being confounded? Sorry. Give me just a sec.
Remember not to add presents to this. So
Correct.
just the die.
The first one is a 6. Getting kind of frustrated here with this.
Are you trying to use Discord? It's just not letting you.
Yeah, it's just being a bitch.
It do that sometimes.
The second one is also a 6, so 6, 12.
12 total. I will let you not kill him. But
Fantastic.
it is enough to knock him very unconscious.
How many feet does he fly?
He's actually like pretty close to the wall, so he just gets slammed into the wall and then just slumps over unconscious.
No more puppet strings?
It doesn't look like that they're capable of holding him aloft while unconscious. So he hits the wall and slumps over, forcibly put into an unconscious state, not willingly, seems to break whatever bond is holding them together. But I believe that will end your turn, right?
Yep.
The box
Still have a
remains
reaction.
intact, but very weak. You do still have your reaction, your instant
I'm
action.
still in rakish stance, but my AC, my dodge is reset this round.
Correct. All right, Varen, it's your turn.
Okay.
Wait, I thought Ravok.
Ravok already went.
Okay,
I
my
skipped.
bad, my bad.
Yeah, I skipped on
Oh,
earlier.
that's right. That's
Mhm.
right. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Varen.
I'm gonna look around for any kind of water situation.
You do see water. She has water on her hip. She's got a sort of Aquarius-style vessel that holds water.
And that's the one who was a little bit resistant to possession as well.
Yeah, it's the one who attempted to resist the possession, but then failed and threw the potion at you, and is now holding a syringe menacingly in Minerva's direction.
Okay.
Being assaulted by a magician and a nurse with a syringe.
Yes.
She's just standing there, menacingly.
So, can I use like as much stamina as I want in a turn, or can I only do like one martial technique per turn?
You can. Yeah, I mean,
Basically, I have like 2 martial techniques that I want to use.
yeah, you can burn it all down as long as you still have stamina remaining to use. You can keep using it.
Okay. So I have one that's Bull Rush, which is for every 3 meters you move on your turn up to 9 meters, you deal an additional d6 of damage with your next
Correct.
attack.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of just barreling into her
Okay.
if I could swing that. The other thing I was going to use, which I'm not sure if I want to use this because it takes 4 stamina, is Honed Skill Strike, where until the start of your next turn, you gain your focus skill to all attack and damage rolls, which would give me like a +4 to those things.
It would be pretty sick.
It would be pretty sick. So altogether, that would be like 6 stamina, which is most of it. And I don't know if I want to use all that up if we have like another boss after this,
That's fair.
So maybe just Bull Rush her
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
So is each of those squares 1 meter? Is that what it is?
Yeah, each square is 1 meter. So I can do the math for you. You're gonna move here, so that's 1, 2, 3 meters if you move just as
Right.
little as you can, but you will take an attack of opportunity from a lightning guy.
Ugh. I mean, yeah, I just gotta take it, I think.
Yeah.
I need to get that water. What you gonna do with wet water? Okay, cool. I'll do that.
All
Bull
right.
Rush her and
He's
hopefully not get hit by him.
he's gonna swing on you. He's got a plus for hang on. The plus numbers might not be as high as I think. It's a plus. It is a +5. Okay, yeah. He's got a +5 to hit. So he's gonna do it. Does a
Great.
7 hit your dodge?
No.
That is incredibly lucky because if it didn't, it wouldn't have just dealt a little bit of damage. Would have dealt a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3. So you can move the minimum of 3 meters, but you can also just do a weird thing and just move as much as you can to
You
run.
see Varen like running towards the door.
Yeah, Varen like does like a double back. So
I'm
was
gonna
it
leave. Yeah, I'm gonna go as far as I can. So it's every 3 meters up to 9.
okay?
But I think I can only move 9 total, so I can only get like 6
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and
meters
say
of Bull Rush.
you do that as much as you can without running into anybody else. I think you can. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can just do 6. I can only do 6
Yeah,
meters.
you can only do 6. So yeah, you do.
Running.
You do it. You run up and back down. You like run towards the door, turn, scrape your feet like a bull, and then charge.
Okay, there goes nothing. I rolled a 3. Great. Okay. So for to attack, I haven't done this in a very long time.
It is your physical plus your whatever weapon you're using to wield.
Fantastic. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus, do I get that +1 from my stance?
You do. You do have Minerva still next to you. However, Ravok and Pekko, you both lose the benefit.
Okay, so I have 12 total.
12 will hit.
Okay, and then the damage is gonna be a D8
Plus
for my hammer
2d6.
plus 2d6.
Plus your weapon skill.
Oh, snap. Awesome. So it is 7, a 4, another 4. So 15 plus my weapon skill is 4. So 19.
19. Yeah, that's going to fully knock her unconscious.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, she hits the ground. Well, do you want her to die or go unconscious? You can choose.
I want her unconscious because she seemed like resistant to the possession.
Yeah. She just slumps over next to you. You can see whatever syringe she had in her hand. She was about to stick Minerva with it. It skitters across the ground and swirls. It glows with a deep, familiar purple glow. Varen, you see the water vessel still attached to her hip start to glug water out onto the ground. I will let you use your instant
Oh
action
no.
to grab it and douse yourself with it. But you will lose your
I do
instant
that.
action. Perfect.
I
You
do that.
do, and that horrible, wretched stench leaves your body. You know if that lightning guy had hit you, it would have been it. You'd have died.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been death. There would have been no coming back from it. You know what? You might not have died, but you probably would have.
And then you all would have met Varen's brother, who looks just like him,
Darren.
Darren.
Baron.
Baron.
Wow. Wow.
But
I
you
love that.
you narrowly escaped either dying or at the very least having some very horrible burns coating the most of your body. But that ends your
We
turn.
call them pop rocks.
Pop rocks. It is now Scary Terry's turn. And he's gonna probably finish the Kamehameha. I don't think he can
I mean, he's got one
roll
point left.
less than, yeah.
Wait a second. How has he gotten to go twice since I win?
I told you.
Hold up.
He goes on his turn and whoever's he's possessing's turn. He goes twice.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Alright.
He's a
Lou is
boss.
gonna finish the spell his mage can't.
He is
Okay.
a boss. He is the scary boss guy. He is a big scary. But he is in the priest's body. There it is. What's his pluses? Yeah. Oh, it's 5. It's +5. Okay. 12. So his roll to hit is 15, 20.
He spent three turns charging it. Whatever he's going to point it at, he's going to hit. It's just
Yeah.
what he's pointing it at now.
Does a 26 hit you, Dawn?
Of course not.
Of
Yes,
course
it
not. Yeah, I thought so. Let's
Boy.
see what this guy's got at his
Dawn's
disposal.
good with the sauce. Nothing hits her.
2 iris pearls and 1 iris shard. So 1d6 plus 2d4 plus the bonus that the spell gives you, which might be nothing. It might just be the dice. It might just be the iris. It's just a minimum number of iris you can use to cast the spell. Is it called focused energy beam?
Condensed energy beam. And you have to spend 3 irises. Whatever irises you spend, add to it, but it has to be 3. You can use whichever ones you want.
Right.
And then once you hit, you add 2d6 plus the irises.
Okay.
So if you got 2 pearls, that's 2 d4s plus 1d6 plus the spell's 2d6.
Target makes a dodge versus. Yeah, 8 plus the spell's potency, or takes 1. It's only 1d6.
Yeah.
It's only 1d6 plus the potency of the Aurora dice.
Yes, but it says that the amount of damage dealt is 2d6 plus the potency of the Aurora. So remember, I don't know if you remember me telling this, but I told you that this needs to be rewritten because it clearly got revised and then some things did not get taken out.
Yeah. What's the spell? But the build check goal increases by 2 for every iris added after the first 3. Oh, okay. It gets harder if you wanted to add more iris.
So based off what I'm reading here, and it's whether or not you want to roll with this, because before it used to be that your spell check goal was the roll to hit, but based off what it's reading here, is it's the target makes a dodge check or just their armor class basically of +8 plus versus the spell's potency. So that would be 8 plus the die roll. So if you had 2d4 plus 1d6 for the dice, the irises that are in the spell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
two different totals given here, and I'm not
There
sure which one
are.
is actually the roll to hit.
Okay, I believe that the first one was our first check, and we were supposed to select, delete, and then paste. But we we didn't select, delete, and paste. We just pasted, so it just says the same thing twice. It is the second one. It is only supposed to be 1d6 plus the potency.
Okay, so you need to erase the
I'm
first
still
part with the
casually
2d6.
sweating
So it's
bullets.
one. Yeah, you're good. So now the chance of not hitting Dawn is there because it is now 8 plus the dice of the iris. So 1d6 and 2d4 plus 8 is the target to Dawn. And then if that number beats Dawn's armor class, then it hits.
Correct. It is. It is not the build. The build check was just to build the spell.
Yeah. Originally, that was
Now,
our roll to hit, but that was
it was
like
also
back
the
when I
roll to hit.
first made Minerva. So
Correct. We've changed it since then, so it's not that outrageous. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You do have like almost a whole turn to like prepare to try to not get hit
well, in
by
this
the
case,
spell.
it was 3 turns. So
Yeah, it was 3 whole turns to try to prepare to not get hit by the spell. You just had to figure out who the hell he was going to target, and then like maybe not be in the way. But yeah. So it's.
I knew we
I'll
was
read
gonna
it one
hit.
more time.
I watched season 1, episode 10 of DBZ.
did you look it up?
Yeah, you can use some more iris to build the spell.
No,
to
I
reach the
trust you
circle.
guys debated it pretty heavily.
Total of the check is the goal for the opposing force to roll to dodge. Okay. Once enough aura is going to, you may release the spell and blast it out and powerful beam damage on all creatures caught in a straight line up to 3 meters times your arcane skill. Targets make a dodge check versus 8 plus the spell's potency, or take 1d6 plus the spell's potency. Okay, yes. So the spell's potency plus 8 is going to be 16. Does a 16 hit your dodge, Don?
Do I get to roll, or is it just the base?
It's just the base dodge. It's just going against your dodge.
Okay, it will hit me. I'm question.
Yes.
Kept my reaction open this turn. Can I use sudden sense on it to reduce it to potentially under my AC, my dodge?
You do still have your reaction.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
a D4. If it
It is a
goes
D4.
down by even 1.
Yeah.
All right. Can you roll that D4 for me? I'm in the restroom.
I can. Rolling the d4. It reduces it by 4.
It misses me.
It misses you. That's fucking wild.
That's a fucking hole in the roof.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Dragon Ball Ultra Instinct version of it.
You would have taken... It's really not that bad. It's not that much damage. He did have to add another pearl.
D6.
So 15. You would have taken 15 points of damage. As he's finally finished charging the blast, he blasts it out in your direction. He could have hit everyone. He could have hit nearly the entire team. But rather than doing that, he hit just you. He could have just taken one step forward and hit Minerva, Ravok, and Chip in one fell swoop. One blast.
And that would have killed everyone.
It would have knocked them all out at the very least. But he chose to aim
How
it.
far over do we have to be for it to be true death? Like for the insta-kill, that kind of thing?
It has to double your health over. So
then I'd be dead.
You would go to 0, and then double your health again. So
yes, and I repeat, I would have been true dead.
It's only dealing 15 damage. That
exactly.
Would mean
yes.
That
would have been true dead. I have 2 health left.
Total. Sorry, double over your total health.
Yes, and my total health is 6.
So you'd have to hit negative 12.
12. And I only have 2 health, and that was 15.
So that would have been a negative 13, and
you would have been that would have been negative that you would have true died. You're right. I'm sorry. Yes, You would have. I'm just bad at math. Minerva would have fully died. Ravok might actually still be conscious, and Chip, I'm not going to tell you what would have happened to Chip, but I'll let you know he wouldn't have been happy.
He would have turned into the djinn that he actually is.
Yeah, the strange duck spirit that possesses Chip's duck body. No, but as the blast arcs out towards you, you look and immediately hold your hand up, As the spell hits you, the aurora coalescing, you hold your hand up, your hand glowing with this faint bit of aurora that starts to glow brighter and brighter as the dark energy that is coalescing around you focuses into your hand, and the blast splits around you, arcing off in either direction to your left and right, destroying everything on either side. As the dust clears, the creature, with a smug grin on its face, goes to turn away towards the rest of your party to make quick work. But it looks at Heko and says, with a grim satisfaction,
You're next.
the dust clears, and you're still standing there, Dawn, hand outstretched.
I love you, lucky
Not
wristbands.
yet, I say.
It turns and looks back at you with just a vicious anger and says,
Fine. I was hoping to have fun, but I guess I'll just make you sleep.
it holds its hands outward, and an aura blasts from it. All of you make me physical plus fortitude checks. Everyone, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Dawn, I think you are just within the reach to have to make that check. Yeah, you are. Everyone has to make this check.
I rolled in the
What
wrong
was it?
chat, but I got an 8.
Physical fortitude.
Oh, fuck.
You have to beat a 12.
Baron passes.
Did not beat a 12.
16.
16? Okay.
Oh, that's a 13.
Oh my god, I finally critted for once.
Yay!
Yeah.
And Ravok, what about you?
13.
13.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Fortitude plus what was the other one?
Physical.
13.
13. Looks like
A lot of 13.
a lot of 13. It looks like everybody except Echo passed. Those of you who passed lose 1 morale. Those of you who failed
Jesus.
lose 6 morale.
Jesus Christ.
Anyone who is reduced below 0 morale from this falls unconscious.
Oh, I
Yeah, so I'm
am at 0 morale.
You don't fall unconscious.
Wonderful.
If you're
Okay.
at 0, you're okay. If that dropped you into the negative, then you are unconscious. Even if you just took the 1.
Cool.
Minerva,
Mm.
are you conscious?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
just took 1 morale damage, that's it, right?
You did, yeah. You only lost 1 morale. I just thought you had. I thought you had 0 already.
No,
You're
morale I'm okay with. It's
Okay.
the health that's the concerning part right
Oh yeah,
now.
Chip literally just gave you 1 morale too, so you would have been fine.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, sweet.
did.
Well, never mind. I'm actually in a great position.
You have 1. He gave you 1 morale and a +1 to your next check. You have an additional +1 from Varen, so you have a total
cool,
of
cool.
+2.
Then I'm back to
here.
5. I'm
Back
back
to
to 5 then, which is a good spot to be in for me because
Okay.
that means I can use my aphorisms if I want. Anyway, sorry. What I was gonna say is I'm gonna do the thing that I should have done the very first turn, and I've been waiting to do since then.
Yeah,
feels
it's
like I
it's
fucked up the
actually-
very first action, and it's been really bad ever since.
It has. It's been pretty rough. It's now your turn to redeem yourself.
Okay, well, first thing first. My condensed energy beam's better than your condensed energy beam. Focus plus arcane, goal of 15. We're going to be adding 2 pearls and a shard to this.
Excellent.
And exclamation point, roll. Oh, fuck, where'd that came from? That was weird. 1d10.
Sorry,
That is
it's not a 12.
Mother
It's an 11.
fucker!
Take a-
Every goddamn time that it's actually important. Alright. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Rolls a 1.
Oof.
Yeah, so starts charging the attack. But sorry, were you gonna say something?
No. Nothing. Sorry.
Look at your rolls though, Tristan. You've got crit, miss.
Yeah, well, because the crit was for a freaking status effect check, so obviously I'm gonna roll well on those.
Oh yeah. So you You still
So yeah, total
have...
of 7.
That was your first action.
Yes,
You have
yes.
2 actions on your turn.
No, it was fine. It's fine. So Minerva has both hands extended, and as she begins charging the bit of energy in front of her, she realizes it's not nearly enough. And in frustration, you see her take her right hand away from the ball of glowing energy that's in front of her, and it splits and becomes a second ball of glowing energy.
Oh my god.
She's focus casting 2 spells now.
But the same spell twice.
1d10. Fuck you, game. Crits! Fucking crits! Fucking crits! Yes!
Look at this. I'm taking a picture.
Oh my god.
We just doubled
Oh my god.
10. 1. 1. 10.
Focus.
With just my pluses, not even with a D. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just roll the D8. Just see what happens. 1d8. Sorry, that made me absolutely geek. Anyway.
I'm pretty tickled too.
Oh my god. So with that, it's a 20. So
Yeah, you build the spell.
in frustration, after she separates the energy with one hand, that single ball on the right hand just grows massive, and she fires it direct point blank into this dude.
God. Alright. Roll the potency of the dice.
Okay.
And then
It's
add
gonna
8.
be
That's your roll to hit.
roll. So
Versus-
it's 1d6. Actually, it's 2d6 because it's the other d6 as well.
Versus
Plus
the priest's dodge. Christ.
2d4. Alright, so that's going to be 11
12.
total damage.
11. Oh, what's
Because
the...
it's going to be...
What was your...
What?
What was the potency plus 8? That was your roll to hit.
Oh, right, that's right, we changed things. So that's going to be 6 plus... does critting it help anything?
Oh, it's automatically max potency.
Oh, automatically backs potency. Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay, that changes things. That's awesome. 12 plus 8 is going to be 20 plus what was the 8? Yeah, 28 is
Yeah, 28.
the roll to hit.
Perfect. Yeah. That definitely hits. And then
And then-
it's still auto max potency. So let's
Auto
go to-
max potency
Yeah.
to the damage as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot. So that's still going to be 12 plus 4. Yeah, it's a 20 damage.
20 damage. Yeah. 2d6, but plus I don't know how much. But you still have another spell.
2d6 plus 2d4. No, the other spell is my left hand still. That was my first action.
That's what I'm saying. You're still holding it. It's still being channeled.
Yeah.
You incinerate the guy. You can see the spirit leave his body before the spell hits him. And then he's just left there looking kind of dazed as he looks at you and sees a spell being built in your hands. And he smells the burnt ozone in the air. Then he realizes that your ire is focused at him, and he waves his hand in the air like he's trying to stop you, but it's too late, and there's nothing left behind.
Well, you know what? Shouldn't have been here. That's all I'm saying.
Shouldn't have been here.
All right. Well, Averge's got the demon now, so I'm at a spell turn and know-how. So that's me. Do I have an instant action that I can just use to shift the what is the social aphorism called? Sadistic observer onto the guy.
Yes, you do. You can use your instant action for that. That's totally
All right,
fine.
I'll do that.
Echo.
That's me.
Echo, it's your turn. You can see the person in front of you.
That was an amazing turn.
That was an
Thanks!
amazing turn.
That kicked ass. That was so cool.
It was
I was just really happy that the spite that I genuinely put into the character actually paid off, because if it didn't and I fucked it up twice, I don't know what would...
I think the coolest part about that is, because if you think about it, it all happened in like a quick span of seconds. The priest, possessed by the demon, held his hands out, blast at Dawn, the same spell you just used. Dawn held her hand up like the hand of God and split the beam in two that blasted out on either side of her. And then the priest's demon looked at you, saw you casting the same spell at it, left the body. The priest looked at you at Minerva, and then got the same spell times 2. Just disintegrated his body.
Again,
By the way,
my condensed
he
energy
had-
beam is better than your condensed energy beam.
5 health to begin with, so you massively overkilled him.
Oh.
But Echo, it's your turn.
Okay, sick. Cool. Okay, one thing, I think I said at one point that I had 1 health left. I, like, for some reason had the morale and HP spaces mixed up in my head. So I am at 0 morale, but I'm at, like, half health. So I'm not that bad off. I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. I just can't read today. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm wondering if what's going on is considered a spirit. Like, I don't know. Like, would my bind spirit spell do anything?
I don't know. You'll have to find out
How do I find that out?
by trying.
The scientific method.
You know, you're a student. This is a teachable moment.
This
You
is,
know what?
yeah, it is officially time to fuck around and find out.
Alright, I will fuck around and find out, especially because I can bind a number of spirits if it works. And it reads, as a first action, you may attempt to subjugate a number of spirits. They have to be within 9 meters of me, but I think that gets 3 of them. Right?
Yeah, subjugate. I think it's actually a number of spirits equal to a number. It's bind spirit?
Yeah, hold on. The total potency of the Aurora dice channeled to cast a spell is how many experience points worth of creatures can be affected by this. Okay, so, if I did, let's say, like, 2 pearls, would that be, when it says the total sorry.
Total potency
that
is
just
the
based on how I
max
roll?
of iris. Yeah, so like whatever the number of iris you have to roll, the total potency is just whatever the outcome of the dice are for the.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
would be 8 for 2 pearls for max?
That would be if they were maxed out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so do I have to roll to see
You have
how
to
much
roll
it
them.
is?
Yeah, you have to roll to see how much it is.
Okay, cool. It says all spirits within 9 meters of you are affected in ascending order of their XP. So,
Yes.
cool. Each affected spirit must make a focus plus presence check versus my arcane plus presence check. So I should roll the d4s first and then that?
Yes.
Cool. I will go ahead and do that.
It does have a pretty good presence. It is a demon of that nature.
Okay. I did roll a 1 and a 2 on the 2d4, so that's a total of 3.
3 spirits within 9 meters. Well, you're in luck. There's only 1.
Excellent. That'll work.
But you can tell that the parameters of the spell accept this thing as a spirit.
Okay, that's super fair. I will just roll the dice and see where it goes.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make my...
I have some bad news. It critted.
Yep.
Well, let's see if I crit. I could crit. Who knows?
It just...
I'll do my arcane plus presence.
I see your crit, and I raise you another crit.
I raise you, what if I crit? It didn't do it. What
20,
the fuck?
a 26.
You know... I did roll a crit in one dimension. But not the one we wanted. Yeah, that's a natural failure. I don't think that I get to bind this spirit. Let me see if it does anything.
If you roll a critical, like a 1 on a Aurora, do you get blighted?
You do get blighted if you roll a 1 on Aurora, yeah. You take 1 point of blight damage.
Funny.
Because
Yeah.
they're different. Don't they have like a...
Oh yeah, I have resistance to blight damage. That's right.
Yeah. The damage you would take would be cut in half, but 1 cut in half is still 1.
Oh.
Ah, you sick bastard.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's like 0.5, if that feels better.
0.5. You take 0.5 damage. It will just manifest as 1, but you can
Yeah, it rounds up to
know.
1.
I will say, so Spirits that failed the check must obey you without question for the next 10 minutes. That didn't happen. But spirits that passed the check must only spend their next turn obeying your commands.
Yes, I was about to say there is some sort of caveat, so it still has to obey your command. I will let you give it one command, one sentence of command.
I will say, leave this body and this plane of existence.
It looks
That's
at
my
you and smiles and says, "No." And then its eyes go wide as it realizes it's obeying your command. And it says, "No,
No, I will leave this body and this plane.
poof."
Okay, sick. Alright, we're down one.
Are you? You might have just made the boss leave.
Dawn.
Was that the bot?
Next to you in this glowing box, you can see movement. And you can hear scratching sounds that suddenly stop. And then the movement is gone. But the glowing red light is still there.
Yeah.
We should kill that thing
I'm about to do
ASAP.
something about that when it's my turn.
Echo, you still have another action. In front of you is the man, still cackling lightning in his hands, and he looks at you and says, with a deep sigh, "He'll be back. There's not a lot that keeps him away. He can travel between planes as easily as you can walk through a door. The door might be locked and he might have to pick it, but that won't take him long. And he'll be pleased if I kill you all before he gets back."
Echo doesn't like how much this man talks. She's going to use Hell Shriek,
Okay.
which spews a bout of violent or off-putting obscenities. He has to make a mental plus fortitude check, which is going to go against my social or presence plus intimidation check.
Oh my god, I'm just imagining this small zomboid just like opening up a frickin' Cheshire grin mouth and just shrieking at this man.
Yep.
Echo
Yeah.
is
Yep.
vibes.
Okay.
Echo is like 11 o'clock at Walmart, and I don't want to talk to anyone vibes.
No, like, precisely. That is the vibe.
What is the check that he
So
has
I
to
rolled
make?
not super roll. Hold on. Sorry, it's on the last page. He has to roll mental plus fortitude.
Mental fortitude. Okay. Because fortitude's decent, but his mental isn't that high. Oh, mental 1, fortitude 2. So it's a plus 3. He rolled an 8.
Fuck. Yeah, he beat me.
He
That's
beat you?
okay, I am still screaming.
Yeah, screaming. The person next to you is screaming too. The lady tied up, she is also screaming. He
We're all
just
just screaming.
like raises an eyebrow at you and says, "Alright, I'm gonna hit you first to shut you up."
Oh no. I mean, the goal was to stun him and make him lose morale, but I guess I've aggroed him instead. Whatever.
You have aggroed him instead.
That's really funny.
Unconscious,
It's okay.
unconscious, tied up. You know what? I'll give her the chance to try to free herself. 1d10.
Oh, I could have. Well, I'm not. I don't know.
Echo,
I think I did a good job.
what was your total potency on that spell you cast? Just so I can determine how many turns that he will be away for. That's how long it's going to take him to get back.
Oh, okay, that's a really good point. I think I only rolled a 3 on the 2d4. Yeah, so that's a 3.
3, so he'll be gone
Is
for
it 3 turns?
3 rounds, not 3 turns. So it'll
3
pass
rounds,
his
I'll take it.
yeah, it'll pass his turn 3 times, and then on the 3rd time he'll be back, or on the 4th
Okay,
time
fuck
he'll
yeah.
be back. Yeah. 1d10 plus 4. Why do I have that up? Is there a reason? Oh, she's trying to escape the bonds. 9 definitely doesn't succeed. I'm pretty sure she has to beat like a 26 or something. Varen like sailor tied.
18.
It is
18,
now
yeah.
18. It is now Chip's turn, who's going to walk up here and look at the cackling lightning man and say, "All right, I'm all fun and games for shark play, but this is extreme. And he looks at him and says, "You're gonna need to knock that off." And then you hear bang! Echo, Ravok, and Minerva. All of you make me focus fortitude checks.
Well, that's something that I have at least a little bit of.
Did you say focus plus fortitude?
Mm-hmm.
8.
8? Solid.
Yeah.
You're okay. You all have to beat a 6. It's a pretty low check. It's just a really loud noise that happens suddenly and unexpectedly.
I also got an 8.
You're good.
These samesies rolls
I got a
today.
6.
All right.
A 6. Damn, Chip, you rolled a 2? You rolled a 1? Okay, Echo, you're good too. All of you are fine. Chip fires a gun from his pocket into the wall behind the Lightning Man. The Lightning Man looks at him and raises an eyebrow and says, "You're point blank in front of me, and you couldn't hit me. I swear to God, it's like the gods want me to stay alive." And Chip looks a little bit ashamed and loses morale. Unconscious, Lightning Guy's turn. Lightning Guy swirls his hands around, lightning channels around his body, and then all of it coalesces into his hands, and he presses his hands onto the ground. Everybody within 1 meter, which is Echo, Ravok, Chip, and Minerva, all need to make me physical acrobatics checks.
Physical acrobatics, too.
This is physical, which is 3.
That I can't
Is
do,
this
for
guy
sure.
more powerful than everybody else, or is it just different power?
He has a different power. You can tell that his power comes from somewhere odd and strange. He is not using Aurora to do whatever the hell it is that he's doing. His eyes still give that odd glow, but you could tell that this is an odd assortment of people who were here in this room. They all had different powers. One of them was a mage. One of them was a student at the university that didn't even get a chance to do anything before Ravok knocked him fully fucking unconscious. And one of them was clearly an alchemist of some kind. One of them is a server, and one of them is this strange man covered in sea barnacles who bleeds seawater and shoots lightning out of his hands. Oh, you're rolling against his.
Yeah, that's just average.
Yeah.
You're rolling
But
against
my total was a 10 if we're doing a focus acrobatics check.
physical physical acrobatics is what it is.
Oh, physical acrobatics. Okay, then a 9.
A 9. You're good. The check goal is 9. He rolled a 2 on the
Sweet.
die, plus 7. So anybody who rolled below a 9 takes the damage. Anybody who rolled above a 9, you're good.
Wonderful. I got a 15.
You're good. Chip, you've got to roll.
I rolled a 5.
Oof, that's pretty rough. Chip doesn't have a very high this either. He's got a 1, 1, 2, so he's got a plus 3 to this. Chip rolled an 11, though. He rolled an 8. Chip's good. Echo, you're the only one who takes full damage, but everybody still takes damage. It is 2d6. So Echo, you take 7 lightning damage. Everybody else, you take 3 lightning damage.
Okay, now
That's a lot.
I am at 1 health.
TPK.
To
TPK.
this one lightning guy. He turns and looks at Kip and says, "Wait, let me show you how to do it." And he points at him with his finger, and you just see lightning arc from his shoulder. As he flexes his shoulder, the bolt of lightning just comes out of the muscle and arcs around his hand through his finger. It's pointed at him and aimed kind of like you would aim 2 fingers and your thumb up like a gun. And he knocks the hammer down of his thumb, and you see a lightning blast shoot out at Chip's head.
F.
17. He critted. Oh, God.
Have they taken any damage?
Chip? Or this
No,
guy. This guy? Oh
lightning
yeah, this guy took a
Not-
shitload of
Other
damage.
than the seawater hit. Other than the seawater hit. That
Yeah,
very first
I hit him pretty
Ravok
hard.
hit him hard. He's got a huge open wound in his shoulder. It looks like one of his arms is near useless.
But since that attack, like that very first hit, has anybody hit him since?
No.
Okay. I was just double checking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's.
Sadistic observer and all that.
Mm-hmm. So much. Oscar just came and brought me food, and I didn't realize how hungry I was, but I could smell him cooking, and
Mood.
oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
For sure. Yeah. Goodness.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, so he takes max damage. It's 2d6 max, so 12 plus nothing. It's just 2d6. But that is 12 damage. Chip is unconscious. Chip's not dead though. Chip is just unconscious. As the lightning blast catches him straight in the face, you hear him make a startled yelp sound as the lightning blast sends him flying back into the wall. The tips of the old man's fingers are smoking as he turns his gaze back towards you, Echo. Alright, now to make do on my promise. I am sorry that I lied, but the gunshot thing really irritated me. Dawn, it's your turn.
All right. So I kind of like take in my surroundings. I kind of like let the past 20 seconds hit me in waves. Then I turn and look at that man, who is not just threatened my whole group of friends, but also started making good on that promise.
Mm-hmm.
And I let that last kind of gimpy chain that's just hanging on to the phylactery go, as if it doesn't matter anymore, and just take off towards this guy at full speed.
It is right.
Got 15 meters.
You can make it all the way to him.
So I kind of just like breeze the gap between the two of us like it's almost nothing, and land full face on both heels right in front of him. Didn't you hear me? I turn and I look. This is your one and only chance to back off.
He looks at
I
you.
clench my fist.
He looks at you up and down and he says, "Oh,
Not fair.
you might actually do it. You might actually free me." He squares up with you.
Don't do that.
I reach down to my belt and I unfurl my whip. In like a little burst, I unfurl it, spin, and take it up his body.
You see a weak smile, almost an ironic smile, crack his face as he sees the whip unfurl, and he says, "Oh, that's fitting."
You unlocked his kink.
I rolled a 1. Can I spend morale to add anything to that?
Mm-hmm. I think technically you're only supposed to spend up to 4 morale to increase a specific check.
And it increases it by 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alrighty. Then I'm gonna spend 4 morale.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then I'm gonna add 9 plus 4 is 9 plus 4 is 13 plus that 1.
Yes, plus the one from Varen's not next to you, unfortunately. Varen's a little too far away for that.
14. No, it's the one that I rolled.
Oh, the one that you rolled. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 14.
That will hit. The 14 will hit. It wouldn't have before, but it does hit now.
Well, thank the stars for that, I guess. Let us...
Yes.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Whammies, not slammies. Slammies and whammies.
2
Big city
plus
slammies,
4
boys.
6 plus 5 is 11 damage.
11 damage. Oh, it is not enough.
That's okay, because instead of actually killing him like he wants, I'm gonna now just bring a kick to the side of his head.
Okay. Yeah. Do it.
That's definitely not nearly as bad as last time. 7 plus 7, 14 again. So that would hit him again, I imagine.
It will.
Okay.
If you cannot do less than 2 damage, you will knock him unconscious.
Discord doesn't seem to know. I just rolled the command and took like a solid minute to get the result.
It's okay.
There we go. So 3 plus 4
Yeah.
damage.
You knock him out. How do you want to do that?
It was, the whip was to really like freak him out. So as I kind of lick that up his body, I'm actually just swinging a really heavy-handed back kick to the back of his head to put him on the ground.
And he just takes it. His eyes go stricken. And you see a flash of disappointed knowing cross his face as he looks at you and says, "You should have killed me." And his body goes limp against the ground and he mumbles something quiet under his breath. Oddly enough, only you hear it, Ravok. You hear, "I deserve it."
I have another action. No, I don't. I moved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll save the reaction then. And that'll end my turn.
Ravok, it's your turn.
Who's left?
I forgot I was muted.
Like,
This girl,
murder.
and she's tied up.
Wonderful. I'm gonna look at the guy and go, well, there's always a chance for redemption or something, and then I smack him with the broadside of the sword.
He is already unconscious.
Oh.
Yeah. He slipped. He said those words.
He said that as he was slipping,
unconscious. Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Oh, you're fine.
The stream had a big unconscious go across it, so that's fine.
It'd be like that. I did notice it got weirdly silent for a second. Oddly. Yeah, so I'm gonna, I guess, since there's no one left except for the one girl that's tied up, I'm just gonna go over and knock her unconscious too. She doesn't need to be awake for this.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll to do it. You just walk up to her and she looks up at you with like a look of like, hi, could you... Unconscious. Just...
Just dropped. Just, I'm sorry.
Hi, Felicia.
Slight backhand.
Yeah, it's fine. From a 6-year-old.
We are now out of combat. For who knows how long.
I'm approaching the coffin because
I'm also approaching the coffin.
I have to assume
I'm not yet. I'm gonna try to dispel this fucking condensed orb of energy into irises, if that's cool, DM.
Yeah. You just like de-manifest it and just.
So that's
use it
the
back
thing.
into the orb.
It was originally a shard and 2 pearls. Can I put them back in their respective containers, or do I have to?
I still
what
want you
happens?
to roll all of them.
Okay, so it's
If you
3
roll
rolls.
any ones,
The targets.
you take 1 point of damage.
Gotcha. So the roll for the 2, so it's arcane plus focus. The 2 pearls are an 8 roll to hit, or thing, and then the shard is a 10.
Okay.
Target. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks.
Yeah.
Explanation.
So it's 2
I'll be over here doing
8s and a 10. Yeah. Just go ahead and roll those. Yeah, you just manifest. Just note that if you roll any nat 1s on any of those checks, then you will take 1 point of light damage.
Gotcha.
Yes, but you and Ravok walk
Where did
over
that
to
one?
to the pulpit.
Alright, cool. Succeeded.
Can we pry this thing open together?
Echo and Varen, what are the 2 of you doing?
I would also like to approach
I'm gonna
the
go
coffin.
help with the thing. Yeah,
The
I'm
pulpit?
helping with the coffin.
All right, and Heko?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious about the coffin. Can I? Yeah, I think I'll go approach as well. I just
Alright.
want to see.
Do you think that we should tie everybody up or do anything else to incapacitate them more, or are they pretty out for
I
a
think
long
the
time?
guards are going to want to get a hold of everyone here. Some of them have lives they might want to return to. Others are obviously cultists or something.
When I'm
Look
done,
back at the unconscious man.
when I'm done dispelling the spell, I'll tie them up. You guys, I'll figure out what's going on with the coffin.
Well, okay.
There's a
I don't know
phylactery
how
in
long.
here. I'm
Echo
going to
says,
destroy it.
I don't know how long that one's going to be gone. I've only dispelled him from his body for a limited time.
I'm going to break that there chain. What I say, though, is there's a phylactery in there, and I'm going to destroy it.
You break the chain off, and it falls off. Echo, as the chain breaks, you can tell that it had some kind of magical concealment. The entity or thing inside gnashes out, drawing at you in your direction. A familiar feeling, a familiar thing, entity, being, power. It's one of the fractures of Adur.
Echo backs up quickly and says, "That's one of the fractures of Azure. Be careful."
I look like I was about to break it, but I kind of look at you, then Echo, and I whisper, "Can you do anything with it?"
I don't think I should. I think the more of them I'm around, it's not good for me. Sorry. I wish I knew a better solution, but the closer they are together, I think, I don't know, it does something.
Should take it somewhere and hide it then. We should hide them?
Ideally, or I don't know if it can be destroyed. We could look into that, but
I'm about to punch the thing. I'm gonna
I don't
turn
think
and
you
look
should
at the
punch
girl.
it. I don't think that's good. It would probably hurt you more than it hurt the thing. They're very powerful magical artifacts, Don. Please don't punch it.
Oh.
Is this a stone? Is this like a stone type thing?
It's like an orb.
It's
or-
like, it looks like it's a piece of an orb. Like the whole, if it was all together, it would make a solid sphere. And it would
This should be called Jules
probably,
Guard.
yeah, it would probably be roughly as big as, I want to say, like a softball. Pretty like hefty.
It's a very ponderful orb.
A very ponderful orb, but it is only a shattered fraction of that.
I look at everyone to see if anyone has any ideas.
I'm in another room tying people up.
I'm gonna
mean-
take my sash then, I guess, and try to wrap it up and carry it in the sash.
I look
Is-
over at Minerva and I ask her, do you know of a way of containing magical artifacts?
You see me
Okay.
brushing seawater off of my hands as I just finished tying up the sailor. I'm sorry, what?
Do you know of a way of containing magical artifacts? Not so that they're inert, but so they can't affect the person holding them.
Well, there was that mineral that we had earlier that could absorb aurora. But if you're
We could
asking
try
for
that.
a container that can seal magical items within it or not allow magical items power out of it, I look over at Varen. Varen, is that something that can be done?
I was just considering that, in fact.
Probably sort of what this thing is. I point at the now beat the shit coffin.
Yeah, well, that one was gross and didn't belong to
Well,
us.
we just broke
so.
the chains on it. I don't think we killed the coffin too much, but if people are afraid of touching it, I mean, I don't have any kind of like magical detriments, so I could totally hold on to it for a little bit and see if Master Lahar and I can make something that'll contain it.
Oh, good. We can
That's
just
a good
keep this
idea.
as your always job, like we did with the magically absorbing mineral last
Plus
time.
one cursed item.
Yes, exactly.
Advance.
Just keep adding to the collection. In fact, I did keep. I think you have a separate dorm room from the rest of the group, and that's where I put the magic absorbing crystal. It was in your room because you were the non-magic person.
So the Verger have a feature that's like moldable carapace,
Okay.
which I didn't take. I was very close to taking it, and I might do something about that. But basically, where like you can like mold your carapace into like different shapes and stuff. And I was thinking like
So
maybe
you
it would be
could-
pretty cool to just
if you're
like
still-
plop that inside
Just
my
make a
arm or
pocket.
something.
Just a little pocket.
Make a
Oh,
skin
Yeah.
pocket.
I turned
Yeah,
That's
maybe I can
awful.
talk to Lahara.
Phrasing.
That's really fun.
Oscar can only
okay,
hear me
that-
talking, and he just heard me yell the word skin pocket with no context.
In pocket.
Oscar should be used
I'm
to
very
you
good.
saying things like in pocket all the time.
Cursed.
He should be.
Awful and cursed.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we have
look
some
at
pretty
you, though,
crazy out of context.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
say these things are actively the reason so many people and Magi, I guess, are trying to kill us. The
Yes.
more of these that we have, the bigger a target we are, not
Yeah.
smaller.
If you have a suggestion of where to put it so that it doesn't fall into hands that can use it for incredibly evil purposes, I'm all ears.
Oh, okay. So we definitely need a safe place to start storing these things because
And reach them.
our
magically.
dorm rooms are not going to cut it for very long.
Echo
I'm gonna be
briefly
honest with
wondered
you
if-
all. I have options, but they. I have a friend that runs a magical carriage. I'm just gonna put it that way. But it's mobile, so I wouldn't always know exactly where they are at any given point.
Could they be
Minerva says
trusted
as she's
to-
tying up the old man that's next
A
to her.
weird pitch, guys.
It's.
Here's a weird.
I'm just saying that's
weird
where I
pitch.
keep a lot of things that I want to keep away from all of you.
Okay,
What if
table that.
just stay with me, and if you hate it, just tell me, and I'll pretend I never said it. There's another option besides the underworld and the school to leverage.
If you're
What
talking
if,
about the police.
What if it was in an evidence locker somewhere?
I categorically do not trust the law enforcement.
My worry is that.
We don't have to tell them what it is.
No,
I don't think
I
that's
hear
a good
you.
idea either.
I hear you. My problem is that I think that's not safe because I think that just means it's up for the highest bidder.
Frankly, yes, and we also don't know how they dispose of evidence. We don't know how they might try and use it if it goes unclaimed for long enough, or they don't know what it is.
If we give it to the police,
Well,
we might as well
could
be handing it
find
to the
out.
Coventry or the Collective, is all I'm
I
saying.
agree. I really don't like that idea.
So, okay, hang on. I got the vibe, out of character. I got the vibe that the police were not corrupt in that way.
I think they're just
here.
idiotic.
Like, I think they
just
just
to be
look that
super
way.
blunt.
Yeah.
Like, they
Alright.
just don't know what they're doing. They invited a teenager who goes to the nearby school to do some investigating for them with basically no questions asked.
Who has
I'm not
ties
actually
to
a
criminal
teenager,
underground?
but
Not
That
at
they don't
well,
know about.
okay. As far as they know.
no, I don't. I think I'm like aged enough. Like I'm an elder student.
Still,
Yeah.
you didn't show credentials or anything. And they're like, come look at this crime scene and also maybe do some work for us and be privy to very, very confidential information. I don't think they can be trusted with extremely powerful magical artifacts. I wouldn't even let like our close friends in the groups that we've like collaborated with before close to these things.
So what about like a
It also might hurt them.
location where we know the people searching would never look? It could be something as simple as like that underground cavern where like the dog is hanging out.
I really don't hate the idea of the underground cavern. And maybe we can try and get some of that stone and build something so that it could be hard to get to, or at least less powerful.
I have
Oh,
seen that.
Lahara invited me to work on like a like a unique design for a magical item, maybe I can work on something that like contains magical items and shields them from detection or something.
Oh yeah, in character, Echo says, maybe don't tell Lahara what these things are. Not that we don't
Sure.
trust them, but it could put them in danger.
I totally understand that point of view.
It puts everyone who comes in contact with it in danger. It seems that everything that has been looking for these so far that we've come across have tried to kill us for any knowledge of these things they could get, and they were all orphically talented. I worry that hiding them would be very difficult because anybody who has them seems to be able to look for them as well.
Well, if they found one, then they probably have a way of tracking them down, which would imply that they could find the others.
We
There's
could
other
also
people
hide
that are
them in
after these
separate
two that
places.
you all haven't met yet. There's another group. Again, word of mouth is that they're an owl. They wear owl masks basically, and they come in hunting for these things. Cultists of some sort. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of people after these things. So, I mean, like even until we make that magical box, where we have to keep that on our person.
Fair enough.
I agree.
For now,
I don't
before
mind
we make a
holding
better
on to
way.
them if you want, but I do think we should not have them together until we're ready to do something with them together.
Well,
Fair.
we only really have this
I
one
agree.
now. And I wink.
Echo is not laughing. That's out of character. As far as no,
Well, we know where
one.
the one that. Well, I guess we don't know where the collective took the other one. It might not even be in the city anymore.
Dude, I don't even know you gave it to.
No, you gave them to the collective, not me. You did that.
You did. You gave it to the collective. Dawn did
yeah.
I protested.
That's right. We did that job. Hey, at the time I didn't know it was like a magic battery / heart.
It's okay. And at the time, I didn't have enough pull in the party to convince otherwise. So.
to sway the opinion.
Let's just do our job, guys. That's how we're gonna pay our tuition. Our
Yeah.
tuition, the most important thing in our life right now.
Oh no, we can make plenty of money. We got that line of work covered now. It's just it's just a matter of power at this point, which I guess that's kind of our ticket. And I look over at the little red orb. How ambitious do you all want to be?
I unsuper.
It really depends on the situation.
I understand. I guess I'm trying to say is you all came to the school to learn, to apply your skills to something. Like you didn't just want to become better, you wanted to become better to do something. These orbs are the ticket to power for right now. So I'm saying that we hold on to them, and we use these as a way to advance.
We don't even really know.
Is there risk of corrupting influence of some kind?
Almost definitely. So the magical box is probably a good idea.
Guys, this is like the reverse fellowship.
Yeah, no. I'm convincing us to keep them.
I do think that's the safest option for now.
9 fractures to rule them all.
Hey.
May the darkness blind them.
Hold on.
Varen
I have to roll about how Ravok feels about this, because I know how Devaria would feel about this.
Varen is
Devario's trying to
actually really all for this plan of keeping them and using them for what we believe is the greater
Cool, then we
good.
can use your body for the Thanos gauntlet that we eventually make.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
sound like Thanos right now. And I think I'm going to bring most of these people to the police so they can get their life back or us hell.
What blood sacrifice do I have to make to get that moldable carapace or trade something for moldable carapace?
You know what? I will
Legacy
let you
points, I assume?
encounter. Yeah. So you can spend legacy points on them. The carapace one would just cost 1 legacy point. which means you can get it when you level up, or in roleplay, you can meet another Vaegr, and they can show you how to do it.
Hell yeah. I'd love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As, yeah, right now I have one that, like, I'm not super a fan of, so I wish I'd done something else.
Hmm.
And I
No,
love
Chip
the idea of
unconscious?
having a little infinity gauntlet.
Chip is fully unconscious. No, that's totally fine. If you wanted to do that, multiple carapace, and there's just another one that you haven't used or don't feel like using, absolutely, you can trade it.
Hell yeah, that's what I would like to do then.
I thought you meant in addition to another one.
No. I mean, that would be cool, but maybe for a different one I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question, Dylan.
Yeah.
You said the sphere of Vita can be used to turn HP into stamina as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Chip unconscious because of stamina being at 0? What, or is health at 0? Like,
You
where
can see
is
a
he?
smoldering lightning scar on his forehead.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Will restoring HP or stamina be what brings him out of said coma right now? HP. Okay, cool. There were a bunch of Magi running around in this room earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them still buzzing around with my magical eyes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are
Alright.
a couple of those weird sleepy Magi, the like foggy Magi that are on their heads, are still on these guys' heads.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna sphere of Vitaverbe one of them to heal
I want
heal our
you
duck boy.
to make me a arcane plus focus check with a check
Okay.
roll of 10 to not accidentally stick it on the person that the Magi's stuck on, if that makes sense. To stick it on the
Gotcha.
Magi
Do
instead
I
of the
know
person.
do I know that it's a danger? It's a potential danger.
Yeah,
Like,
you know that
to
if
hurt
you
them?
that if you fail this, you might accidentally hurt the person underneath.
All right. Well, I'm putting it on the Orin because he was being a dick.
Okay, the student.
Just in case I fuck up. Yeah, because he was being an asshole. So just in case I fuck up, he's the one that can take it.
Okay.
It's a 1. What was you said it was total of what again?
Arcane focus with a check roll of 10.
Yeah, so it's a 7 because I rolled another 1.
Yeah, you stick
Told
it
you
on
guys,
the,
it's like 1s and 10s.
1s and 10s exclusively. Yeah, you stick it on the guy on the Orin. It goes through the Magi. You don't quite have the knack for sticking that spell on spirits yet. You maybe have done it once or twice, but your brain just kind of automatically goes to stick it to organic
I'm
material.
tired and hurt. It's fine.
You are tired and hurt. And this guy takes 1d4 damage. He is at, I'm fairly certain, -5.
Well, he just took 3 points of damage.
Okay, he's not fully dead, but you can see the blight actually scar up his neck and through his face and into one of his eyes. You might assume he is going to lose vision in that eye.
Oops, a little overkill. Anyway, Chip, are you up?
Now he's gonna
You
be
see
such a
Chip.
cool-looking villain. Damn it!
Damn it! You see Chip open his eyes. Huh? Oh, hi, Minerva. And he waves his hand at the glowing orb. I have this. He pulls out a flask and tips it back.
All right.
So,
I dispel.
did we kill it?
It ran away.
Good.
It might be back soon. We'd better come up with a plan.
Oh,
I'm kind of
Yeah, I
hoping
think
it
we
comes
should
back. This
probably
was
leave.
kind of bullshit.
well. If
I'm
Minerva,
like-
your bloodlust knows no bounds.
No more. It's been causing us a lot of problems, and it was right here, and we almost got it.
Mm-hmm.
as you all
So,
are discussing this, the door kicks open. Sorry, go
wait,
ahead, Dawn.
wait. Okay, sorry. Can we establish whether Varen's holding on to the orb fracture?
You have 3 sentences in total before the door kicks open.
Okay. Varen opens up a little pocket with his new power.
Okay.
Alright, toss it in. It's a pocket in his like bicep.
Oh, I want to be an extra ab.
Who's picking it up with their hand?
I
Oh,
intended to pick
shit.
it up in a sash, but then I
Assumed it was Varen then, because
Alright, yeah, the
Send me to
Varen
these
will
people.
bite the bullet, I guess.
Can you send me
Oh
to the
gosh.
tied up group of people before the door kicks in?
Yeah.
Anyone
Dawn
have
walks to the
Mage
door.
Hand?
If everyone like seems apprehensive to pick it up, but this is what we're going for, then Ravok will just be like, I don't know what the issue is, and pick it up.
Ravok, I need you to make me a physical, uh, or no, it'll be a physical plus arcane check.
Physical arcane. That is a 10 on the die.
Ooh.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
You pick it up, and you feel a pulse run through you. You can feel it start to dissolve your hand as you're holding it. But you get a sense of contract, a question first, a deep, echoing thought that comes from everywhere and nowhere at once. I am the manifested. I am Aduor. Worthy one, would you lose a finger for power?
Oh shit.
The dice have told me yes.
Your fate is intertwined with Aduor.
Ravok, you take 5 points of true damage. This can be healed with rest, but cannot be healed with magic, as one of your fingers dissolves to the bone, the finger you used to pick it up. Not the thumb, just the finger. You can choose either your index or your ring, or sorry, your index or your middle finger on whichever hand you chose to pick this up with.
I guess my middle finger.
Ravok, your middle finger dissolves, the skin, sinew, muscle, all of it, gone to the bone, as you are racked in pain. 5 points of damage. How much total of your health was that? Like, what percentage of your health total would that have been?
50-ish.
50-ish? The pain continues as you can feel the blight move up your hand into the muscles and sinew under your skin. You can see your skin. It doesn't quite necrotize, but it goes almost translucent. You can see the skeleton through your hand. Almost looks like a ghostly hand with a skeletal bone underneath of it, except there's no flesh on your middle finger. Oddly enough, you can still bend it. As you move and flex your hand, red energy pulses through it, and the blight ball you were holding dissolves and is in your hand. As you move your hand, you can feel it burning and energizing. And then you can manifest the shard back out of your hand.
Huh.
You
Well, that
are
solves that
in
problem.
agonizing pain. Your hand and finger hurt like hell, and you get the sense that it will never stop.
Oh god.
Well, that was a thing. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible, please.
Same.
You lose
Yeah,
one morale.
Varen's bicep closes up. I don't know if I want that on me.
Oh,
I don't know if I want that on
Yeah.
me.
I was over here with the people, I guess, who've all been bound together now, getting ready to move them out.
Yes.
And then all this horrible shit happens behind me.
You hear momentarily Ravok scream in pain, and then the door bursts in. Honestly, an unnecessary dramatic flourish, as the door was already mostly broken to begin with. But in steps a guard. The same guard you guys tricked and lied to make him leave his post.
I didn't
that's
trick him and
really
lie to him. I just told him that
way of
he was
saying
having a bad day and that we should give him some money to go have a drink.
Yeah.
And then he did.
And that we would watch his post. Look, I've already got the story ready.
I didn't say we watched
Let's
his
go ahead and
post.
play it out.
He comes walking in, sort of a swagger, and he looks around at all of you. He says, "All right then, you bunch of idiots. And he looks over at the pile of unconscious people. You made quick work of my goons, too. The red glow of his eyes gives it away.
Oh,
He is possessed.
you freaking goddamn it. Alu.
It looks at all of you and says,
Now, give me back my phylactery, and you give me yours. I can smell it on you.
Oops.
It's time to throw hands again.
It thinks
Guess
it's a
so.
lich.
Ravok,
Me.
in a brief moment.
Real quick, Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry about this. I have plans coming up here. I just want to see where we're at with time.
Yeah, we did say we'd have to leave end at 10:30. So.
We are seconds from being done. I'm about to end
Okay,
the
that's
scene.
what I figured. Just checking. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're okay. I am about to end the scene. I intended on ending it a few moments ago, but this kind of happened, and I just didn't want it to. Anyway, Ravok, you can feel the energy pulsing through you, that red, hateful pain. And you get a voice in your head. It says,
I can end it. Should I?
And what?
The demon.
I look around, like Rylock just looks around at everyone else in the room and goes, do it.
you
Hell
explode with red energy, your eyes glow a bright red, your hair turns bright red, your ears become long and pointy, 2 other eyes open up in your forehead. You hold up
You went
your
Dark
blighted
Jack.
hand. Your hand burns from the finger all the way up to your elbow, leaving nothing behind but bone. But wreathing the bone is crimson flame. You hold your hand up, and a pillar of red fire envelops the creature known as Alu. It screams in pain, and then is gone, leaving behind a very confused-looking guard. And we're going to end it there.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
That's
Love it.
trade-off for power, man. That's amazing.
It was almost you, Varen, but you were too hesitant. Or you would
That's
have
Varen,
failed.
man.
I'm going to be honest. The check goal to pass, to have it accept, because like if you fail, it just takes your finger and that's it. Nothing else happens. But if you pass, and the check
Right.
goal was 16 to pass.
Yeah,
you-
there's no way.
Yeah. I gave
That's
like
pretty
a
amazing, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad that happened.
The only reason it didn't happen to Heko is because of plot reasons. It can't happen to Heko.
I figured, but I didn't want to fuck around with it because we've had issues with Heko and these spheres before.
Mhm.
Also, I gotta run, y'all. I'm so sorry.
All
you're
good,
fine.
all
Good.
good. Thank you for tagging along. I know we ran this a little later than we were supposed to, but thank you so much.
It's-
And
All good. I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks.
You as well.
absolutely.
Night.
Good later.
Night.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
But yeah, it makes sense to have this. He's just becoming Ari. Wants to or not, apparently.
Basically. Yep. I was just so hesitant. I was like waiting because you guys were discussing. I was like, which one of you fuckers is gonna pick it up? I don't care what you're gonna do with it. Just pick it up.
Somebody touch it.
Somebody touch it.
It was me. It was me all
It
along.
was me. And the same reason that it couldn't happen to Heko, it couldn't happen to Six either, Minerva, if you're wondering
So
why it didn't
why
happen
was
to
it not
Six.
able to happen to me? Because I'm the one that took it from what's his dick, the guy that broke it out of the safe in the very first fight that I was a part of, where I fried the angel dude, Birdman. I took it because they took it out of a safe that was in Birdman's office, and then I took it from him because I was like, I'm guessing what we're after.
The piece that he had was too small. It was able to be used for something, you guys didn't know what, but it wasn't big enough to manifest as much power as the sliver that Ravok has. So,
Okay.
I've been trying to describe the size of these things with detail. so that
There's so much
you
time
guys-
in between them that it's hard to remember
It
the
is
size. of
hard
each
to
one's.
remember. I will give you just like a. The one that Ravok is holding is roughly the size of like from the bottom of your palm to your middle finger, and it is almost a crescent shape. The one that Six had was much bigger than even that. The one Six had is almost a third of an entire sphere. And then the one that you guys found off of that guy was about as big as maybe like a lighter, like half of a regular Bic lighter.
Okay.
Like a pendant, like a gem size. And I think those are the only 3 that you all have encountered so far, right? Have you encountered another one? You have. There was one more. There was another bigger one. Oh, the one that Echo had. That one is about the same size as the one Ravok has.
Well, the other question that I had was, why the hell me be running around in this far-off land, fighting some teenagers in some goddamn monastery?
I wanted this to be like an old man. I was just trying to like, who's an old man? I would want him to be played by, I don't know, probably Willem Dafoe. I want him to be like an old grizzled sea captain. What's a cool power for that? Lightning. Barnack of that. I'm just talking about. I'm just making average. I'm just making average. He does have like a story that I wrote in 3 seconds before the session started, but I did not intend on him being average. And then when you said it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he is. He's basically average.
No, it's totally fair. I just was sitting there and I was just like, now how the fuck do you be taking me character and be rolling him off in to be fodder for some kids to be murdering in a church?
I didn't kill him.
Didn't kill him. Did
No,
not you?
once again, Tristan's characters are still alive.
Yeah.
Fair.
Fair.
All right. I also should probably pop off because I could be at the restaurant
Oh, yeah.
at 7 a.m. So
Okay. All right. Well,
this was fun though.
Sorry,
Glad we got
mommy.
to do this.
Sorry, Mom.
Mommy.
Take care, y'all.
Mommy.
Hashtag sorry.